Now what?
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys are killing it on the video front. I love that. You can go to your
idea.
YouTube and
Every song deserves to be treated equal. You know,
yeah,
I
love that.
no
Because
fillers. Every song has to have that top notch to it, in our opinion.
Mm-hmm.
I love
We got
it.
7 songs out with 6 videos.
Yeah, that's awesome. I think going into your music like that is the way to go forward. Is
What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Metal Maniacs Podcast. I'm your host, Jay Ingersoll, and I'm here with a man that was born to be wild.
it's your boy Mod.
What's up, buddy?
Yeah, that song sucks. If you're listening and you like that song, turn it off and go listen to better music, and then come back. I don't like that
Well, now everybody turned the podcast off, so thanks for that, Nick.
Greatest song ever.
They're just fucking listening to it in the background as they're watching.
What the fuck, man?
Is that Steppenwolf? Is that who that is?
Maybe.
I think so, maybe. I
Yeah,
don't know.
they're not metal, but
Yeah.
No, they're not.
they're not metal. But they definitely helped get
Yeah.
there. I think maybe.
So today we have a band that they are returning guests, actually. The last time they stopped by, for me, they left a great impression on me. Gave me one of my favorite episodes of last year, I will say. Since then, they've been an unstoppable force, and they've been out there tearing it up with their relentless grind. Their new music video for Embrace the Pain, shot by Black Pill Media, is live now on Slam Worldwide, featuring an epic collab with an Independence Pro Wrestling, which that is a single off the punishing new EP, Justice Through Violence. Let's welcome all the way from Lansing and further, Michigan, Accuser of the Brethren, back to the podcast.
What up? Thank you for having us.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah, thanks for coming. I know you guys had a drive. Like I said, I was kind of saying beforehand, I was talking to Brandon. Just wanted to make sure I don't ever want to cancel a podcast for any reason, but I also don't expect people, if it's shitty outside, I don't want you guys to not be safe coming over to the Metal Maniacs Podcast. So I just left the option open, but I'm glad you guys came through. It means a lot, and you took the time to do it, so
Yeah,
appreciate
Lance.
that. I know it's your first time meeting Nick. Last time we had a guest host, Jeremy was here, so Nick had better things to do than his podcast.
I don't blame him.
Yeah.
Missed the best episode of last year, man.
Yeah. I was wondering, was that because I wasn't here, or these guys are that good? Damn.
No, I love all the guests that we have on the show, right? But I just felt like, man, we had so many good laughs, and I just felt sometimes you just connect with people, and you guys were one of those bands that I just thought it was so easy to talk to, and we just laughed and talked outside. It always the real podcast goes on after the podcast,
Yeah.
you know.
You gotta start monetizing that motherfucker.
Yeah, no shit.
You gotta get the behind the scenes shit.
Well, shit, we had
Second
25 minutes before.
Thanks, Brandon.
I wonder why.
Yeah, thanks, guy.
Hey, it's all good.
What was I doing last year? Was I?
I just need 10 minutes.
No, were you in
what
Hawaii
month was
or
it?
something?
Yeah, if it was like in June, late June, July.
No, it was January.
It was early like this, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah, you missed Phantom and these guys. We did a back-to-back one day. I don't remember what you were doing.
yeah.
Maybe something for school. I don't know. Maybe you had something on a Sunday for school, I think it was. Or
Sounds like
I don't
excuses
know.
No,
to me.
you know what? you know what? I think my employer had a mandatory work
Yeah,
meeting.
that's what it was.
And she really hammered down on that. She's like, I pay you. You got to be here. And I was like, oh, okay. Yeah, when you put it like that.
I mean, we would have paid you an exposure, dude.
God
so.
damn it. Oh, exposure?
Yeah.
Oh, and then
Yeah.
I'd have some left over after rent. Man, that's great. Shit.
And then Mod goes on to quit the job after that anyway.
Yeah,
right?
shortly thereafter. Yeah, that was
So-
Turns out.
Well, so last
not
time,
for that reason.
So last time you guys were on, we talked about how my EDM band, Accuser of the Brethren, was far superior to yours,
Absolutely.
and you guys directly ripped off my song, Random Acts of Kindness.
Oh man.
Yeah, that's right.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, but that's okay. We made friends afterwards, and we just here to support each other. Both Accuser of the Brethren. But yeah, we talked some about your writing process, the in-ear live rig. We went over that. Some future plans, which the future plans have now manifested into what we'll talk about today. So that was kind of some foreshadowing to the new material we're about to discuss, and many other things. So I just want to say, when we do this podcast, it's cool when we have a friend named Josh Hibbs.
Yep.
He gave me some feedback when we had the podcast, he's like, I love your podcast because I'm going to discover bands that I've never heard of before. And he specifically mentioned you guys' band name. So that makes me happy. So at least one person listened to your band because of the podcast. So
Yeah.
we
awesome.
did it.
Hell
And they were like, he's like, those guys are fucking awesome. I'm like, yeah, they're badass. So he loved your band from that. And so last time you guys on which was episode 38. At that time, you only had the 3 singles out: Buried Deep, Exit Wound, and Random Acts of Violence.
Yep.
And then since then, you kind of released one single and video with intent, right? That's off the new EP. But but
two actually though. Glassjaw first.
Oh, Glassjaw first.
Yeah,
Okay.
and then
Okay,
with
that was first.
intent, and then
Okay.
Embrace the Pain with the CD.
Okay, cool. Awesome. So let me just say real quick, we'll go through the new EP, but how you guys doing today?
Good,
We're
man.
good.
Good.
Fucking great.
Hell
A
yeah.
little tired from work, but
Okay. Do you
Shut
work
up.
third shift?
I work first.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. The reason why I asked is just because I was messaging you and you like messaged me way late at night. My ass is
Oh, I was-
sleeping by
my day off.
8:30, bro.
Yeah, it was day off. So
Like-
playing Xbox.
You ain't catching me out.
Well, the
after
new
8:30.
COD came out.
Yeah.
man.
You know, my exciting life.
But so I guess before we start, just in case nobody's heard of your band, I'm gonna let you go around and introduce yourselves like we did last time. Obviously, I know who you guys are, but I just want to think of the new listeners so they can put a voice to the name. So if you want to start hearing, just go around real quick and.
For sure. I'm Keto. I do the vocals for Accuser of the Brethren.
Brandon, play drums.
Pockets play guitar.
I'm Dustin. I play bass.
Cool.
Right.
So let me just tell you, I listened to this new EP about 6 times, and that was within the last probably week. I fucking love it, man.
Sweet.
I absolutely love it.
Thank
like
you.
I'll be honest, a lot of time I think I even said this last time. Sometimes the kind of music that you guys put out, sometimes I don't gravitate towards it right away. You know, just that style of
Right.
music.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But as I've grown, I've started to love Knock Loose a lot more, Kubla Khan, you know, all that kind of stuff. So not maybe it's just knowing you guys, but I told you the last time you were on, I love the 3 singles you guys had out. I just all the decisions that you made, and we'll talk about some of those in a second. But absolutely loved it. The production was fucking awesome on it. The vocal patterns were great on it. I mean, everything was great about it. Guitar riffs, drums. I mean, I just can't say enough. Bass. Can't say enough.
Bass
good-
is dirty.
Yeah.
Bass is real dirty.
bass-
I just can't say enough good things about it. These 5 songs are just fucking punishing. Makes me want to spin kick a baby. Copyright on Keto right there.
AOTB, been kicking baby since 23.
And you can't steal that because there is
No.
a copyright in
Yeah.
the works right now.
Yep,
for that.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Already submitted
Lawyers
the
to
paperwork.
talk to.
Yeah.
So production was awesome on it. Tim did a great job. This was also recorded by Tim Trevino at Fractured Audio, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
and-
shout out Tim.
Yep. And I know we talked about that, and we'll dive a little bit deeper into that or whatever. But I just kind of wanted to give you my feedback on it right now. So the 5 different songs with intent, for me, the talking part to me really stood out. Kind of when you're like, say what you're saying in that, where it's like,
You will get beat down.
yeah, that part, because it's almost like on a filter, almost like a megaphone type thing, or like a lo-fi.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Little-
so-
little lo-fi effect.
So since we're just talking about that, a question comes up. When you do that part live, do you just talk that out, or do you actually do you guys have that playing on the backing track, or?
No, I just talked those parts out.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right,
Yeah.
cool. You ever thought about getting a megaphone for that?
No,
No,
Mouthful of
'cause,
Locust does
Mouthful
that.
of Locust
Yeah,
does
yeah,
that,
yeah,
actually.
yeah, we can't do that.
I thought the same
They're
thing.
way cooler than we are.
Yeah.
So.
If
It's a
there's
great
a way
idea.
for me to go like for my vocals to somehow go through our like computer setup and stuff like that, we could probably do like I don't know how exactly that would be set up, but like have a lo-fi effect happen at that part in the song, you know?
They make vocal pedals that you can plug the mic into, and then when you get to that part,
Yeah.
kick it on.
Yeah,
I feel like they do that.
yeah,
I mean,
But
if
that
you
would
don't-
be cool. I would.
How
I
often
would like
do
to
you
have
use
that.
an effect like that on your vocals, though?
Right.
Yeah,
You gotta. It's gotta.
Yeah.
It's gotta make
Two
sense.
parts.
there's
to go
only a
through.
hand, like a couple parts in the songs. Yeah,
But if
but-
they do stand out, it is kind of important.
Yeah.
So it's something to think about.
yeah.
And that was the thing that really stood out to me. I could see how you could kind of just fuck off with it live a little bit, cup the mic, and kind of say what you got to say, or what, you know what I mean, to kind of do that effect. But I just thought that was really cool because once again with these 5 songs, and if I'm not mistaken, you guys recorded all this basically at the same time.
Yes.
Mhm.
So like all of the songs that you have, these 5 and then the 3 previous that were all recorded in one deal?
No. We did Bury Deep and Random Acts of Violence together. Then we went back and did Exit Wound. And then we went and did these songs.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Because the last time you guys were on, you showed me and Jeremy a song that wasn't released yet.
Was it
Glass
Glass
Jaw?
Jaw?
Yeah, it was Glass Jaw.
And that was after the show.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, we had
so-
some in the hopper already done.
Well, technically, when we came here last time, we had this EP done.
Okay.
Yeah.
It was
Okay.
just not out there. We wanted to do everything in the background. We had 3 music videos. We wanted to get a visualizer video. You know, we didn't want to just drop it and go. Now what?
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys are
Right.
killing it on the video front. I love that. You can
We
go to
want-
your,
That's
go to your
Dustin's idea.
YouTube and
Every song deserves to be treated equal. You know,
yeah,
Yeah,
I love
that's
that
fair.
because
no fillers. Every song has to have that top notch to it, in our opinion.
Mm-hmm.
I
We
love
got
it.
7 songs out with 6 videos.
Yeah, that's awesome. I think going into your music like that is the way to go forward. Is many either visualizers or if you have the time and or money, put a whole video together and let your listeners also watch something. It's just another level of engagement. Like
Yeah.
I think it's awesome.
And then you can cut those videos up and then
Yep.
throw it on TikTok, Instagram, blah, blah,
Yeah.
blah, all that stuff.
More content. That's the way to go.
Yeah. Yeah.
So now to be a musician, you also have to be a video producer.
Yep.
Yeah.
A
Content
cameraman
Social
and an
media,
actor.
cameraman,
Yeah.
every hat.
Yeah, all of them.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of helps that, we have the cell phones now, so you can just record
True.
content at all times. Because,
Yeah.
some of the content that blows up is just some asshole recording with his phone.
Yeah.
and- you know what I mean?
Right,
It's not
right.
even, you spend all this time making a video and it gets so many views, and you're like, man, I could have made a video that wasn't even all this. But at the same time, that's your art, right? You know,
Yeah.
so, like,
And most cell
that's the
phones
way
are
I say it.
$1,000. That camera better be fucking professional.
Right, exactly. But yeah, so with intent, what a steamroller of a song, man. I really just wanted to punch a wall when I heard it. I was like, this drywall is not safe.
Easy, Kyle.
No one has monsters.
Yeah, I just
Oh,
shotgun
yeah,
2
no.
monsters. Shotgun 2 monsters. Said no drywall is safe.
I'm hitting up Home
Motherfucker.
Depot, baby.
My wife is like, I wouldn't suggest that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, the life's a bitch and so are you. That's fucking such a cool line, man. Right before that breakdown, you say that.
I say the "and so are you" part. He says the first part.
Okay, cool.
That line was an accident too. I don't even remember how it happened. Me and him were just talking years ago. This was probably 2018 or so, give or take. I don't
Yeah,
know.
it's been a while.
We were just talking, and one of us just said that line, and it's just been, we gotta put that somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Write it down, write it down, write it down.
Yeah.
Pin that in the message somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's the one thing about that I absolutely love about you guys' band. You kind of give me one little like nugget or one little pokeball.
Oh, easy,
Oh,
dude.
shit, shit, shit.
Nintendo's
You get
calling.
sued.
Accuser
Yeah.
Brothers not associated with Metal Maniacs.
Yeah.
The cease and desist just came through.
But you guys always give me you guys, I don't know if you do this intentionally, but you give me something in each little song that makes that song stick out, because it's easy kind of just to roll through 8 songs. Your band is your band. Your band's going to sound like your band from song 1 to song 8. A lot of times it's going to be that way. It's not going to be so over the spectrum that you're like mesmerized or moved by this. All of a sudden you guys throw in some weird sleep token part or something. You know what I mean? Like
Right,
that's just
right.
not that's not the music you guys play. You know, a lot of bands that we have on the show are like that.
Yeah.
That band sounds like that band. That's their identity. But
Mhm.
you guys give me them little gems in there, and I just really appreciate that, because that way that song's a little bit different. Like with intent, when you come in with that double bass part, Brandon, at the beginning, and just kind of like the
The caveman.
yeah,
does all
it's just
this.
fucking
Yeah.
dude. It just rolls right into their
Yeah.
heavy. But when you listen to the other songs, yeah, you guys do have groove and breakdown, and but there's not that part. You know what I mean? You
Yeah.
could play that beat over everything, and then it'd be like
Yeah.
Right.
it would just
yeah.
every song would sound exactly the same. So you guys just have this very cool way about like sounding the same but not sounding the same. Does that make
Yeah.
sense? Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
I have the habit of wanting to put sound clips and stuff. Dustin be like, man, we already did that. Multiple, like, this song. And I'm like, oh, yeah. You're right.
But I think that kind of goes back to, I think we talked about that last time about how, like, when we write our songs, like, we write them with purpose, like they
Yeah.
have, like, each of them, like, have those little things that, you hear and it draws you back to want to hear that again. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, we did talk about that, because you're kind of talking about having the shorter songs too, where it's like Like it almost makes you want to go put the song on again. That's why I
Right.
loved it, dude. Fucking 5 songs, 11 minutes. You guys are fucking speaking to me.
Yeah,
Damn, I didn't even know that.
You said you listened to it 6 times. I was like, in under an hour?
today, right?
Yeah, today.
What I liked about it is, like to Jay's point, like you can understand a lot of the vocals. Now, clearly, not all of them. Like you get down there in that low, dirty mud, puke it in the bucket. Like that's dirty. But you make your point very clear. Like in all of the songs, I'm like, this motherfucker gonna hurt somebody. I'm worried for the fans. Like, they're gonna get hurt by this guy.
Perfect.
A lot of anger.
Yeah, perfect. That's what I want.
Yeah, I mean, pissed. That's what it is, man. It's just fucking angry music. I actually sent a link to my buddy Jason Mahan down in Florida because he really loves like Kubla Khan and stuff like that. And I'm like, dude, you would love these guys. I was listening to it this morning after I got done working out. I was walking, and I was like, man, oh yeah. And then you got Glassjaw, which I did hear. That was the one you guys played for me, but it was, I just heard it the one time or whatever.
Right.
But nice little 2-stepper hardcore song or whatever. But
Yeah,
you guys
yeah.
don't do that a lot, but that's kind of like your little 2-stepper song where you let the spin kicks happen and the fucking all them motherfuckers picking up that chain.
Yeah. Lots of loose change, man.
Treating it like a wishing well over there. Picking shit out of there, fucking. And then Embrace the Pain. That's the one you have the video for, right?
Yeah.
So I will say I was kind of torn because I wanted to watch the video. I love fucking wrestling anyway. Not that I watch it now, but just as a kid always growing up, and I appreciate it. I didn't watch it because you had sent that you wanted us to react to it on the show. So I already heard the song,
Okay.
but I think Nick and I will still just react to the video itself,
Yeah.
just so we can play your music on our show as well. So I didn't watch it because I want it to be an honest reaction. It looks cool as fuck, the little clips and shit that I see.
Yeah. So similar to you, and before I even saw the message, I had already listened to the song, and I had it pulled up on YouTube, but I multitasking, and I was just like, I'll just listen to the song for right now, can watch the video later. And then I saw the comment, and I was like, nope, I gotta wait to watch the video now.
Yeah.
So I would play it on YouTube, but I, like, kind of
Right.
look away.
My eyes are
Wait.
closed. My eyes are closed.
So I'll be watching it for the first time, basically, today.
Yeah, so usually, I listen to all you guys' music, and that's what I did. But I just didn't want to like kind of spoil the video because I want to honestly react to it or whatever. But yeah, with the Embrace the Pain, a little grind in there. I see you, Brandon.
Yeah. Thanks.
Just some talking parts on there, and then just the build up. The build up there, like I believe it's more towards the end or whatever. That bitch is just on point where you guys just build it up and then break it back down.
Yeah. Right before the dog barks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Mark.
So tell me about that real quick. That kind of sparked a question too because the whole Knock Loose did that, the arf thing or whatever. So you guys is that just kind of your ode to that or what? What is that?
I mean, I do that live too. Sometimes I'll do like the little like a 3 barks in a row, and it just kind of I don't know, man. Like in certain parts, it just hits.
Yeah.
And it just I don't know. It's hard to explain, but
Everything's stolen.
yeah, nothing's original anymore. But
Well, that's
like when I was recording that though, it was kind of like when that part played out because I do what do I say? I do like a yeah the first time, and then I do a bark, and then I used to do like
You
what did I
had
say,
something
go
else,
or
but,
something
yeah,
like that.
but I said
And
take
then,
that out.
Yeah, he was like, just do
Yeah.
it the 2 times, and then so I took that one out. But it, I don't know. I wouldn't say like an ode necessarily,
Yeah.
just kind of
Was it
that
more natural?
genre. Yeah,
It just-
yeah.
They did it, and it's
Yeah.
one of those things that's
Like,
cool.
that's
Just
cool.
part of everything now.
Well, and that's the thing. It's not even the fact that it's just because they did it, but it was like almost a meme at that point. You know what I mean? It was
Yeah,
like something that
yeah.
was kind of circulating around. So that's the only reason why I just kind of. I mean, it fits fucking perfect. I think
Yeah.
it's great.
Now they're playing Coachella, so
Yeah,
That's
I think
crazy.
it's one of those things too where you can just I know that part's coming up, so the whole audience can be like,
Yep.
I mean, it's like
Yep.
the my favorite bark though. Honestly, is not even the Kubla Khan or the Knock Loose one. It's Matt Honeycutt from Kubukan.
Oh,
Have you
okay.
ever watched him live?
Oh yeah.
The way
I
he
just
barks,
watched
I don't know.
it.
He puts his whole soul into those barks, man. And I don't know what it is, but
With banana in his hand.
yeah, banana in his hand. Just I can't do it, but
Channels that inner Doberman.
yeah.
Off the leash.
That's what I mean by when I say that I got that dog in me. It's just
Yeah.
barks.
Yeah. But what a great song that was too. And then you got the Neglected / Life Leech. This is a little different. I felt for you guys, kind of more tense outro. Notice a lot of dual guitar parts. In that song. So when you're doing those kind of dual guitar parts, I know we talked last time, so make sure you guys go listen to that.
You mean like
interview.
live?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
When you do those dual guitar parts, because one's doing kind of like those tense, weird, like chord, the alarm clock kind of chords or whatever. That's what I call them. But and then the other guitars like kind of going along with it. So are you playing that out of the PA, those higher parts, or
Yeah,
you just
yeah.
okay,
Yep.
cool,
Nice.
awesome.
Technically, when we first started this band, we said a few different times, I was actually playing guitar at first. And I was doing all like the leads, like all those lead type things was me.
Okay.
But I'm guitar second, bass is first. And
Okay.
I have an 8-string and all that stuff, but I just love playing bass. So
Yeah.
we just went, let's just record it. So technically, those leads are actually me playing guitar.
Oh,
on
okay.
those
Yeah, we
leads.
kept them.
Yeah.
Because he was like, should we re-record them? But I was like, man, these sound.
They really help.
They just
they're fine.
they sound great.
Yeah,
they
they
fit
do.
still. I don't know. Hearing the song a million times, you're like, I don't want to change it. So
Yeah.
those are recorded from
Beginning.
years
Yeah.
ago.
Yeah.
So
when we
that's
first
almost like a
started.
pre-pro kind of thing where it was like we put that in for the idea and then we just kept them or whatever.
Yep.
A lot of bands are doing that nowadays too. They're like, "Is that a good take? Does it sound good? We'll just keep it in there and whatever." You don't fucking know, man. And so
Yeah, I thought the last two songs there, Neglected / Life Leech, stood out to me, like, and in part because of all of the extra second guitar parts that were in there, and the song is a little bit slower. I felt like compared to the rest of the album, if you will. But and I wondered how that plays out live because your guys' stuff is really high energy. And then until you get to that song where it feels like you're slowing down a lot in terms of BPM and or just energy level in general. So how do you squeeze a song like that into your set?
That's our outro.
That's the outro.
Yeah,
that's what we
let
end
you
with.
cool them down a little bit.
I
bit.
And
I mean-
technically, it's not even our slowest song. Technically, Ram Acts of Violence, I think, is
Okay.
I just changed
15
Well,
beats per minute
yeah.
slower. I think Embrace
Yeah.
the Pain's actually only
90?
82 or something
it. Yeah,
like that.
Embrace the Pain
85.
was tricky with the slow tempo.
Yeah.
with the
So
drums, but
technically, yeah, because Neglect is like 100, 105, and then Life Leech is like 5 below that.
okay.
Yeah. But the way Life Leech ends, it's like the perfect
Yeah.
like
Okay.
set
Last
ender.
fucking
Yeah.
chance
Yeah,
breakdown type shit.
Yeah,
And I think
right.
we've done live shows before where we didn't play Neglected, right? And we didn't we do one where we went from Buried Deep into Life Leech?
Yeah.
Yeah. We just like cut for time, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah,
For
okay.
how long the
Okay.
set was
Yeah.
and just use the Life Leech as like the ending piece.
How you guys getting cut for time? It's a 10-minute album.
Yeah. But we made a 45-minute set work with as
30,
early
30,
dying.
yeah. I think it came at like 38 minutes or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay.
We just got on stage late.
Yeah. long.
Like you have
breaks.
45 minutes. We're like, we can give you
We got
38 at
30.
most. Otherwise, I'm doing stand up for like 15 minutes.
So
Brushing off that cool 15 up there. Just-
with that in mind, have you guys taken a look at maybe extending some of those songs live? Like let's let this part go longer. Is that an idea that's come up? Like to extend the length of some breakdowns and or some parts of the songs? Or is it not even a concern or a worry?
Nah, not really, no.
I think it just comes back to like when we hit, play on the fucking backtrack thing.
Okay.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all done. No
it's already
changing
locked in.
anything.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Because
Yeah.
we click play on the computer and
Yeah.
we don't touch nothing. We just play.
Right.
There's no pauses or nothing like that.
Yeah.
Right.
All the like breaks and stuff in between, or like if we have like little intermissions or whatever, that's all like pre-made.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like any ear note, like like all right, break.
Mm-hmm.
So
And then
similar,
in-ears tell us
Yeah.
when songs are about to start.
like
Yeah.
similar to Rip Van Ripper or whatever. Everything's like on a grid. You go up on stage, set up.
Yeah, the whole
press,
set is
press
that,
play,
yep.
and then you guys.
Yeah.
Yup.
We're
You
not
get-
touching anything or anything manually. It's just all. Just don't
Our
fuck
fifth
up.
member.
yeah.
Yeah,
Just don't fuck up
definitely.
the click because then
Yeah.
shit gets real hectic.
Yeah, especially when you're in South Carolina.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
we didn't
That
talk
was a
about
fuck-
that. We
yeah.
talked about that after the
Yeah.
podcast that happened.
That was probably not my proudest moment.
Oh,
shit
wow.
happens.
At least it proved that I could play to a click.
Yeah.
They just-
You're tight.
the whole
Well, I mean,
venue.
the
Yeah, the whole venue knew we were on time.
Was that when the click was playing out the front? 'Cause I
Yeah.
think you guys talked about
Yeah.
that last time.
Yeah,
I'd
I
be
fixed that
fucking-
real fast after
Yeah,
that
I'd
show.
be so pissed.
Oh yeah, we were. I mean, people still liked it. The sound guy did a pretty decent job of burying it into the live mix.
Yeah.
So whose fault was it? Was that user error?
100% mine.
100% mine.
Yeah.
Brett,
I was,
yeah.
So I
We
was
made a new
using
rule that day.
Yeah.
Bumped it to the top.
Yeah.
Rule number 1.
Rule number 1: I have to approve all equipment.
So let's
This is
educate the
Justin's
audience.
band.
How did this happen?
So
How do you
essentially,
run it?
I got a SPDSX. I wanted to run a trigger on the kick because a lot of venues don't have a good mix for drums.
Sure, fair.
So I used the trigger, and then I ran it. I thought I ran everything correct into the module
Mhm.
to where it would just play the trigger out. So I ran my in-ear or my little in-ear setup into the SPDS. Also the click.
Yeah.
Ouch.
Going
So that
out
went front
with
of
it.
house. Yeah.
So
So when you
every-
gave him the trigger, he got the click too, basically.
Yeah.
He got the
pretty much.
trigger. He got the click. He got Keto going. Next song is
Oh, you
Grand
got all
Next
that,
Divine.
yeah, all the
Yeah.
vocal cues and
All
shit.
of everything in our
I mean,
in-ears from
we fucking
everything.
we crushed the set, but
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
also
we were on
there's
time.
that. To be fair, everybody was super nice
Dude,
about
that-
it. You know, at
there
the
was
show,
another-
and they said the music was good, but
There was another band that walked up and he's like, "Dude, it was crazy. It was like." It was almost like the click was coming through. That was awesome, and I was like, "We did not do that on purpose." He's like, "I thought it was on purpose, man."
Yeah, we're the first ever band that lets you hear the click too on the fucking.
Play along with us.
it's a real live immerse. You know, we wanted you to feel what it was like to be in a band.
Yeah,
And also, I don't know if anybody heard it, but Keto a long time ago snuck in at the end of our set. It just goes penis. Really
Oh yeah, yeah, in our in-ears to make us laugh.
yeah,
But then
yeah.
it went through.
Or like a oh yeah.
Oh yeah, that's what it was. Yeah. Aw.
Trying to get
Oh yeah.
we try to get each other to fuck up in the in-ear
great.
system.
That's amazing.
Next accuser of the brethren will have moancore.
Yeah.
Write it down. Write it down. Write it down.
Yeah, but I fixed that with a different module and
Well,
the
yeah, this. well,
DM2 or something.
I don't know. I don't
Yeah.
fucking play drums.
It works real well now.
No click. That's good.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if I could not play to a click anymore.
Yeah. Too used to it now.
I got so used to
Yeah,
it.
honestly.
I think it's awesome.
I love
Yeah.
the click.
Like, I think it's perfect. I wish all bands could do it, or all bands that want to do it. But I went back and listened to our old episode just to make sure we're not like going over some of the same stuff. I know Nick wasn't here, so I told him to check it out or whatever. But I remember the last time we talked about that with the whole click track, you guys got a pretty simplified setup, and compared to like some of the bands that we've had on, like Vestigial or what was the band that like Heartsick. These guys got like this fucking 2 Kempers and a rack with all of this stuff, and it's like but they don't have amps. But you don't have amps either, right? You don't have cabs or anything.
I have a
Yeah, he
bass
does.
cab live.
Okay,
though.
okay. But like some of these rigs can get crazy, but you guys kind of got a simplified rig, like right, like a
Yeah.
laptop and
Mm-hmm.
A cheap 250 laptop, free Reaper, and an interface.
Reap brain
Focusrite.
free.
Yeah.
Focusrite interface.
there you
Yeah.
go.
Neural DSP.
Mm-hmm.
I will say though,
at home.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep,
Yeah,
go-
that's what we use.
We also have a lot of the like our samples and stuff. Like that's a huge piece for the live is their
The bass drops.
yeah,
specifically.
and all the bells and whistles,
Mhm.
but like that we got from Tim when all the bells and whistles Tim puts into our recordings.
Yeah.
we take those and put them into our
Yeah.
like our live setup too.
Yeah.
Like
So
we
you
want
just
to
get
sound
that,
just like our songs
And-
on the EP, which that's what we do.
At the
So-
risk of making our listeners feel like I'm being redundant, I think those are the things that you need to bring to the stage. And I will beat that drum. I will die on that hill. Like if your album has those bells and whistles, bring it to the stage or don't put it on the album. Pick or choose. You know,
Yeah.
like what are you trying to sell your audience? If the
Right.
audience is like, oh, I want to hear that random effect, when that goes off, I get a big smile on my face. Well, then you should have it on the set.
Right.
You
Yep.
should
Right.
have it live.
Oh, yeah.
And that's why you bring the click track. That's why you do all these extra things nowadays. The era of the garage band is over. Like, I'm sorry. Like,
It is.
it's
I
like,
agree.
I don't know that it's coming back, or if people want to do shoegaze where you don't need any of that, and that's fine. But that's not what we're here to talk about. This is a very technical genre. no matter what band we have on, every band's usually got a little something extra going on technically, whether it's the drummer or the vocalist or all the production. So I'm a huge proponent of bringing all of those bells and whistles, the samples, the bass drops, the talking parts. That's got to be on the stage, on the performance. And I love that about you guys. And that's, to me, that's the mark of a band that wants to be taken seriously and would have the right to call themselves professional, even if you're not getting paid bank. Like you're still approaching it seriously and on a professional level. So kudos to you guys. I'd say keep that up, and that's for all the other bands listening. Take note. I'm probably sound off on that again with the next band that comes through and does it. I mean, take a hint. Like, this is what I'm a music fan first. I didn't come out of the womb playing music. So I learned to love music from listening first. And so as a fan of listening to music, I think most fans would agree. I want to hear everything that you sold me on the $45 CD.
Yeah, you heard it here first.
Yeah.
$45.
$45.
Okay.
Yeah, if you want the new AOTB EP,
That's, what is that, $5 a minute?
yeah.
Fuck.
It's probably less than that.
Yeah.
It's a workout.
I'll sell you mine for 40.
Yeah,
But anyway,
I was going
with
to
the
say,
bonus songs. It's a workout.
imagine seeing us live and a bass drop not going off.
yeah.
Would be
It's no fun.
terrible.
Yeah.
I'd also say,
Yeah.
especially like our genre of music, I
Yeah.
feel like the live show is extremely important. Like, going around the online stuff to get known and stuff like that, but the live show is where we like do our best.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You need a good live show, especially just like in deathcore, hardcore, beatdown, like all those genres. The live show, I feel like, is the most important part. And if we weren't bringing all that stuff to our live show, I don't think our live show would be as good.
Right.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I think there's an even line on both. The online thing, somebody could discover your band, you could create some content, and they could come across it. But I feel like if I've seen you at a live show and I really dug your band, I'm gonna really either go buy a shirt or really look you guys up afterwards because I know you crushed live and that was an experience. Whereas if I just come across a clip online, that's cool because I was exposed to your band, but it's really gonna take some kind of riveting clip for me to be like, oh, I'm gonna dial up to Bandcamp and buy a shirt or whatever it is.
Right.
Speaking of, not to call you out on the pod, but the Bandcamp.
Needs
There's
to be
only
updated.
one. Yeah, there's only one song on it.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's-
shit.
Oh.
I know. I've
Yeah. Okay.
I never use Bandcamp.
Well,
Well, we got
yeah,
the
I
free
forgot,
one,
yeah.
so
I'm just a huge proponent of Bandcamp
Yeah.
because you can get paid and shit through
Same.
there. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
yeah.
So like, and then you don't have to deal with the YouTube, like, because YouTube would throw some stupid ad on you at 1st. If I go to the Bandcamp, I can just listen to all your shit or whatever,
Right.
or download it if I wanted to or whatever. So I was just throwing that out there because
Yeah, it's the
They gotta
first
give
place
you
I
a
went
little
this morning, and I was like, it's not here.
yeah, it's just very deep.
It's for us.
The
elderly
very first
emos.
song, Matt said.
Yep.
That's what I
That's
was.
the best one anyway.
Yeah.
fuck
That's
all
why
of
I
this
feel
shit.
that's the only one on there.
Yeah. Good first impression.
Yeah, right.
So since the last time you guys are here, is there anything that's changed for you, or as far as band goes, the way you're approaching anything?
Same old grinding.
Yeah, not necessarily on the way like we're changing anything. I mean, just working on writing new stuff.
Okay. Well, what I was gonna say is I kind of forgot. So, no, forgot. So
Totally,
whatever.
for
It
real,
totally-
yeah,
totally
for real
fucking
fucking-
went. Yeah. Usually I can bring
What
it
an
back pretty
interviewer,
well, but
dude.
yeah.
I'll reach back 2 minutes in time to agree with Jay about seeing a band live, because you can be totally comfortable in your own home and just doom scrolling or listening to song after song, letting the algorithm take you places and not really be moved by it. Why? Because you're in your comfort zone and nothing's really like shaking you or moving you. You get out to a band and they're for real on stage killing it and it's visceral. And I need to write this down, right? Like this Accuser of the Brethren has got me right here by the ear. So I think that if you're bringing it to the stage and you're building your fan base that way, that's a really good way to do things. I mean, you're going to grow online by doing the videos and pumping out content, but you're going to really have hook and mouth when somebody sees you live and you can stir that crowd up into a wall of death or into a circle pit. So I've gone out to shows where I've known a band has existed. Say Fallujah is an example. I've heard of Fallujah. I've known who they are, that they do what they do. But when I saw them live, I was like, oh my God, Jesus Christ, this band is so fucking good. Now, this is back in the day before so many lineup changes. I forget the name of the album they were on at the time. I think it was like their second album or something. But, that lineup, that performance, I went right to the fucking merch table
Yeah.
immediately,
Yeah.
and I was just like shooting the shit with the merch guy, and we were having a blast. And I was like, "This guy kills it on the rhythm. That guy's stoic as fuck on the lead." Scott Carstars, he's the only guy left in the band, but just that had me right there. Their performance had me, and so I think that's the way you really want to go out and earn your bread and butter. So does that help jog your memory, Jay?
No, not at all.
I feel like when for me, our first test was with when
You
we
need more?
were direct support with As LA Dying, and that big of a crowd that we played in front of,
Oh, that was cool.
and
Oh,
it just
yeah.
like they took right to our music.
Nice.
So
Well,
it
yeah.
was just,
Afterwards, they because we brought that belt out on stage when we did the we do a cover of Glass Shatters. It's a
Stone Cold Wrestling
Stone
theme
Cold
song.
wrestling
Oh,
theme.
yeah.
We do that live sometimes.
It's actually Disturbed that wrote
Yeah.
it.
Okay.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
we made our
No, wait.
version.
Yeah, cool.
And I brought that belt out, and dude, afterwards, one person came up and was like, "Hey, can I get a picture with that belt with you guys?" And
Nice.
we're like, "Yeah, sure." And then all of a sudden, there was a line of 20, 30 people.
Yeah.
Everybody wanting to get a picture with that belt.
Hell
So I was
yeah,
like,
that's
hell yeah.
Start
dude.
charging $5.
Yeah, we talked about that.
Well,
Oh, you
yeah,
want a picture with the belt? $5.
It was
Yeah.
kind of cool too because we got an email from the venue and some other people saying
Yeah.
hey, definitely want you guys back out.
Yeah,
it was
that
just
is
kind of
huge.
we made that impression. We're just nobody, so it
Not
was cool
anymore.
to have- it was also really weird watching looking over and seeing band members from As LA Dying watching you play and then come up hey, you fucking killed it.
Yeah.
That was kind of
Yeah.
different
Feather in
too.
the hat.
You
Yeah.
look over and see members of As I Lay Dying punching their wife. You're like,
Accuser of the Brethren does not condone or.
yeah, that too. Yeah.
okay, so that did jog my memory. Thanks, Nick. Yeah. So what I was going to say about you guys, the last time we talked, it was kind of you guys got lives, you got full-time jobs, you got families or whatever, but what I wanted to congratulate you guys on is you have this way of as you're coming out with the videos, the singles, you guys are staying consistent all the way through. You're not using anything else as an excuse why you're not putting out new material or playing shows. So it's the last time you guys said, well, we can only do so much because we have other things going on. But you guys make the most of your time. So I just wanted to give you guys props for that because it's you guys always have something, and that's how you make it as a band, is stay consistent. Because as soon as that consistency leaves, you're like, what happened to Accuser of the Brethren? They ain't played a show in 3 months. They came out with a new single. And they had all
no
these videos
posts.
and shit. No
Right.
posts,
Bandcamp is dusty as fuck.
That is bad. That's bad. Hey,
All
we
you
gotta
need is
fix
that one banger.
We gotta
Yeah,
fix
it's
that.
got. It's got a banger in there though, dude.
This guy is high as fuck on that song. Fucking loves it. Why change it?
Yeah.
If it's not
We
broke,
should still do a music
yeah,
video.
it's not
to
broke,
that.
don't fix it. Man.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just wanted to. That's actually the point I wanted to say is with what you guys told me last time, and I know how it goes, man. You got a lot of shit going on, families, all kinds of stuff. But being able to be consistent in your band and play as many shows as you guys have, and all the shows that you have played, because it seems like you guys played some bangers since the last time you've been on, right?
Yeah.
Because you guys were heading to, I think you were playing with Kitty at that Havoc Fest.
Yeah, that was a fun
show.
Smile, Empty
That was
Soul,
awesome.
and Cold were also there.
Yeah. So that was cool, and then
like all those bands.
did you guys play the Death Fest after that too, or was that before you were on? I couldn't remember.
We played Indie Death Fest.
Oh, yeah.
Before,
After,
yeah.
Oh,
well, no,
was that
before
before?
Havoc, but after we came.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
where we
yeah,
met
okay.
Heirs of Humanity and shit.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Cool dude. You
Which-
should have
yeah,
them on the show. They're
Fathom.
from Wisconsin though.
yeah,
So
we're down to have you on the show if you're out
Get
there
him on
doing
the boat.
something. Yeah.
Yeah, get him on the ferry.
Yeah, I had another guy hit me up today, and he was like, "Well, I'm a solo artist. Could I fill a slot on your podcast?" I'm like, "That's not really kind of how it works. I want to talk to bands that are out there hitting the ground running. No against any solo artists
Right,
or whatever,
right,
but
right.
if you don't
Yeah.
have a band and you're not playing shows and you're not really part of the community, there's not much I can do for you. It's not trying to be a
Yeah.
dick, but it's a lot of work that goes into these podcasts. It's
Oh
just
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
it's not just filling a slot of time. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm investing 30 hours into this podcast, and that besides
Yeah.
the 2 I'm sitting here. You know?
Yeah.
It's like-
Right.
That was good. How long did it take you to edit
Yeah.
all this?
well, for me,
Let's interview him.
Yeah, let's talk.
Yeah.
about it.
Yeah.
Let's interview the interviewer.
Pressure's
No.
on.
it takes a long ass time. Luckily, because I'll edit the audio separately, but luckily I have this program that works with Premiere Pro that's an actual multi-camera AI editor, so I can put on who's talking on what mic, and it'll automatically cut from this to that or that camera.
I always wondered how
Yeah,
that
me
worked.
too,
Like,
dude.
I was like, did he individually go in and cut? I was like,
So-
damn, that had to
No,
take so
thank
long.
God.
On the
suck.
first handful of podcasts, I had to, and
No
we kind of
shit.
didn't have what we
As
have
many
going on now.
yeah.
You know, it didn't look the way it looks now or whatever. But yeah, I would have to sit there and do that, and then you know.
Damn, that's tedious.
Man.
Oh, no
But luckily,
way.
I got the AI editor that helps me do that. But
It's almost like you
there's,
should get paid or something.
there's still maybe one day, buddy. But
Heard that,
Yeah, same.
dude.
Spotify, give him some money. I know you got a bunch.
Yeah.
Well, maybe I got to get a pro wrestling belt on here.
Yeah.
Line up that. But yeah, so I mean, you guys been doing a fucking awesome job keeping out there. Any shows that were memorable since then? I know you guys played the As LA Dang. What was that? What was the fucking festival? The one you guys-
Upheaval
Up-
after
Upheaval,
party.
Yeah,
right?
the
Yeah.
after party. Yeah.
after show.
Yeah.
Show, I think
Yeah.
technically.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
were those tickets sold separately, or was that part of like an Upheaval deal? When Upheaval's over, some people have
There-
tickets
I
and they
think
go
they
there.
were
or-
separate.
Honestly, there was a lot of
There's-
bands that also put in for that. Some
They're
really good
separate,
bands.
though.
Is this at the intersection? Is that what we're talking
Yeah.
about?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. That's,
They were
that's a
separate. I
good
think
show.
there was a deal package. You could save like $5 or something, but I'm not positive. But
You
they
can't-
were separate all together.
Okay.
And you
Yeah.
can't possibly see the headliner of Upheaval and make it to the start of that show.
I
So
don't
if,
think you can.
if somebody stays to see whoever's the headliner of Upheaval, they're missing the first act. Like there's no way to physically get
Right.
from
Yeah.
point A to point B across town, park, get into the venue. You've totally
Especially
missed.
not in GR.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
was
yeah.
that
On
was
that night, you're not doing it.
that was the whole reason why they had us play in a sense, though, so you could see the headliner of one festival drive and make sure you've seen the headliner of the other festival.
yeah.
Yeah.
But if
Yeah.
you left a hair earlier, you could see both bands, and
Yeah.
you weren't just showing up to listen to one band.
What year
Yeah.
was this? Was that just
Last
this
year.
That was just
It
last
was
year.
in
Yeah.
with Bad Omens?
April?
was the
yeah.
headliner?
July. Because
Yeah.
we actually played the As Lay Dying show at the intersection, got home and all that stuff. Very next morning, went out. Where is that? Not Charlotte.
Olivet.
We went to
Olivet.
Olivet from Lansing to shoot the With Intent music video, and we spent 12-hour day
Bro,
there.
that was
'cause-
a long day.
That was
Yeah.
brutal.
Yeah.
We were on a dirt road. Fucking,
Yeah.
It was dark. I was
Middle
like,
of July.
we're going. Someone's calling the cops on
yeah,
us.
because that dirt road.
Yeah, with masks on,
Yeah.
pretending to beat somebody's
Yeah,
ass. You're
yeah.
like,
Kidnapping
"Oh,
them in a
fucking
van."
guy."
we took the
Seriously.
plates off my
Some
that's
big
my
dudes with
van.
masks.
Yeah.
We took the plates off my van and everything. We're driving around with the mask. That was all real. We were literally driving, going, man, I hope no one drives by us and sees us.
God.
And Devin, poor Devin, we made him run down the road so many
Yeah.
times.
Hey, when I texted him though, I was like, "Hey man," I was like, "Any chance you'd want to let us chase you in the middle of nowhere and kidnap you in our van?" And he just was like, "Yeah, that sounds like a great time." And then I never messaged him back for like a day
Yeah.
or two. He messaged me back. He goes, "You mean for like a music video, right?" I was like,
No,
"What
no.
music video?"
Not
What
really.
band? Yeah.
He was like, "Fuck it, I'm in, man."
Just the way I want to go out, you know?
Yeah, we got lucky too because that road was closed down.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that worked
Yeah.
out really well.
Yeah.
Was that kind of in the same area where you shot the other music video for Exit Wound? as
It was
well?
the exact
Literally the
same
exact
place.
location.
Yeah.
There's like one.
I'll cut that out
scene-
for you guys.
There's one scene in
good.
With Intent where the van pulls into
I've seen that.
the
yeah.
driveway, and you can, for like a frame, you can see the house that was in the Exit Wound
Yeah.
video.
Your old place?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's where I used to live in.
It's a
Exactly.
bachelor pad, dude.
Yeah. Yeah, we just took some tarps from Menards and just blanket the wall so you couldn't really tell where it was. You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
That was a cool video, though.
Gotta
man.
keep them cheap, you know.
Yeah.
If you're
Yeah,
doing
that
so
and,
many, there's no
Josiah-
reason not to use it.
Josiah had a lot going on too,
Yeah.
and he stuck it out for us. He had a lot of stuff going on in the background, and the time that he took just to come out, and he was like, "Man, I'll do this for you guys. I'll put you guys first over all that." That was super cool
Yeah,
of him
he
to do
was a
that.
big help on that.
Same guy that shot all your videos then?
No.
Okay.
We
Because the
kinda-
last time that guy that shot the other was it Exit Wound was the last one when you guys were on. You said he did that for free and everything, right?
Yeah, Sean.
So,
Yeah,
Yep.
not
So
anymore.
that's Sean,
My
right?
bad for saying that.
No, it's all good. So you branched out, or what does that look like? Or you made a relationship with someone
yeah,
else?
Well,
we
technically, we
kinda
worked with
teamed them
Josiah first. He's the one who did the Very Deep video.
Okay.
And he's also from older bands and stuff like that. We've
Okay.
worked with him for years.
He also edited the Glassjaw video.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Sean, the guy who did like Exit Wound and the
he
wrestling
did the
video,
pizza shit.
he did the
pizza shit art.
yeah, he
The
did.
pizza?
Josiah
Yeah.
did. Yeah,
The
he made
pizza?
the pizza
The
shit,
pizza, yeah.
the pizza shit shirt. But yeah,
Super
he Sean filmed most of that from the Glass Jaw video.
Okay.
Tim
and
did
then,
too.
And then Josiah just
Or
edited.
Tim-
the
Oh, yeah,
film
Tim did
together.
photos.
He
Tim
did
did
photos?
film.
Okay.
Yeah.
He did sweet photos.
Yeah, he
Sweet
did.
photos.
Sweet
Yeah,
photos.
Tim did.
There's so
do
many
great
cameras
photos
for
day.
that, even the drum camera.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, even the drum camera.
Yeah,
he's
the
got
drum
set
camera
up.
was great, dude.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, you got a couple guys working on it now. What about Black Pill Media? Is that
That's
Is that-
Sean.
I think that's
Sean?
Sean's
That's what he
company.
changed
Okay.
his company to.
Okay, cool.
Instead, because like he said, he's not doing enough for free. He got his couple free ones out there now. He's
I get it.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
He got,
yeah.
he got his
Yeah.
exposure payment.
Yeah,
Yep.
exactly.
Yeah.
So he started Black Pill Media and is using all those videos to
Mhm.
push it now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot of fucking work, man.
Yes.
You know?
Mhm.
Yeah. A lot of work.
A lot more than I thought went into it.
Yeah.
Especially we have like kind of like the easy part, just schedule and everything, and then we'll go do it, and then all the communication and texting back and forth is super complicated.
Well-
There's because people have lives. So,
Yeah,
yeah.
so-
And then you guys kind of have themes to your videos too, so you got to think about the props and like all of
Yeah.
that, the extras and all that stuff
Oh,
too.
yeah.
So that's all organization as well, not just
Mhm.
four guys jamming. Like you could probably pull that off.
There
pretty
was
easy,
a lot
you
of
know,
planning
but-
that went into that Embrace.
Yeah.
Video, dude.
Yeah.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
there was all the people that we had show up. Like we had people that drove up from Ohio.
that was crazy. People driving that far.
Yeah.
Yeah.
to
Damn.
come be in that video with us. So we had to like make sure everything was like
Some staff from the
Yeah.
intersection even came out because they wanted to be in
Oh,
it.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
This
it's like,
this was for the newest video.
For
Yep.
Embrace.
Yeah.
video. Yeah.
Okay.
yeah.
So tell me a
That's
little.
right. You haven't seen it yet. Spoiler alert.
Yes.
Yeah.
No,
Spoiler alert,
I
there's
want to
people
talk
in it.
about it. I want to talk about it. I get the gist of it, but like, tell me how you got a hold. Was it Independence Pro Wrestling?
Yes.
Okay.
So the whole story with that kind of comes back to we had a buddy, Shaggy, rest in peace, buddy.
Yep.
Mhm.
He hit me up randomly one day. He goes, "Hey, I know you like wrestling. There's a local wrestling company coming out to Kalamazoo area. You want to come out?" So I came out. We went and watched them and stuff like that. Kind of went and watched them a few other times, and then I just hit him up one day. I was like, "Would you guys be down to shoot a music video with us?" And the owner, Josh Raymond, went, "Send us your music first, and I'll think about it." And then he was like, "Oh, okay, yeah, you guys are actually good."
Yeah.
He said-
Right, yeah.
He's like, if you guys had some crappy demos or whatever, he's like, we wouldn't have done
Yeah.
it. But since you guys are actually pushing, you're doing the stuff, we're willing to work with you. And then, yeah, it was probably 6 months, 7 months, just kind of talking back and forth,
Mhm.
figuring out different things, just because it's a big production. Since
Yeah.
we had like 20 to 30 people come out to watch, and then
We actually shot it
Twice.
completely
Yeah.
the first time.
Yeah.
And then some, life happened, and then we weren't able to use that entire music video we shot with a full production of
Hmm.
people and the wrestlers.
Yeah.
Just didn't work. So
Well,
I
yeah,
am willing to come
we had-
back
we
out
had to do a-
again.
Well, they moved.
We had to do
Yeah,
a
well,
secondary
yeah,
shoot.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
they moved the warehouse that he was in
Yeah.
for with the wrestling ring got moved. So,
yeah, so
but
we had a
them-
new location. We had to
So-
work
yeah.
with.
them
and the
coming back
vibe
to
was
redo it
different.
all.
So
That's
we had
super
to-
super
mhm.
cool of them just to be like, no, we already did it once.
Yeah.
We're done. They're
Yeah.
like, hell no, we're coming back. It's sweet. So we're like, cool.
Yeah, so
man.
quick shout out for Josh Raymond, Big Jorge, Dragon Jones,
Mhm.
Remar Gurlach, and was it David Pashamas?
Posthumous.
Posthumous.
David Posthumous, the ref.
Dude, so
Which
when
is
you-
funny. He's a freaking dentist.
Yeah.
He's my dentist.
Yeah.
When you guys went and did this, was this at a ring inside this guy's like warehouse or like at his place or something? Is that
It's
what
their
it was?
training facility
Okay,
type
cool.
thing. They do shows
same,
there.
Same guy I talked to, me and my buddy Tony that I did. He's a rapper, Tony Capo.
That
We had
dude's
this,
sweet. I listened to him. He
Oh,
posted. Yeah.
we did the song called Head Rocked, and I was talking to the same guy. We were gonna do that kind of video for that, but we just never got around to actually doing it because of logistics. But it must have been the same guy because did they come up and do shit at the Park Theater?
I'm not sure.
They put on shows like full blown shows.
Yeah.
Right?
yes, they do
Yeah.
full shows. They
Mhm.
come out to
Yeah.
Lansing and stuff too.
Yeah. Yep.
They got a show
What is
like
that book?
January
Was it-
18th at the
Royal
Royal
Scott.
Scott
Royal
in
Scott. Yeah,
Lansing.
that's what
Oh,
I was,
okay.
It's
that's
like
what I
a
was thinking
bowling
of.
alley where they have
Okay.
a big, like wide open, like venue area, and
Like
they set the
annex
ring
room
up
or whatever.
and yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Sweet.
So who got the most oily for that?
Me.
Yeah, definitely Brandon.
Yeah, always Brandon.
It's just showing off
Yeah,
them guys.
Hey, use both hands.
Just drumsticks flying out of his hand from all the fucking
I'll
oil
tell
on
you
it.
what.
That's why he wears drum gloves.
I did that one show. I'm never doing that again.
What, drum gloves or oil?
Oil.
Both. Both. Fucking lubed up, man.
Wild.
Stays lubed.
I keep that.
There's
thing
one
on.
shot though from the first shot or first time we recorded Embrace. I wish that I could just get for my own self. was it Dragon Jones?
Oh,
He's the
yeah.
one that
Oh, yeah.
fucking
Yeah,
jumped
he's the
over me
lucha.
while I was playing
Oh yeah,
on the
sweet.
big Jorge, and my entire drum kit just came off the.
No,
like me,
it wasn't that. It was when he picked him up. He picked him up.
Oh
He did
yeah,
a
or was that
suplex.
Jorge
Yeah, he
suplex
dropped him
dragon?
backwards.
Yeah,
That we have that clip somewhere.
I know
Yeah,
we
we
need to
do.
find it.
Yeah, I think it's in the retail
Because the
chat.
lighting was fucking sick, everything. But everything came up, even me, and then back down.
Yeah,
And
'cause-
all at the same time. Like nothing skipped a beat, but I like levitated and came down.
Yeah, because we were playing inside the ring.
Okay.
Yeah.
yeah,
cool.
why they're
we're
like
we're
doing
in the
their
ring
shit.
rocking out.
You guys
That's
ever been in a
badass.
wrestling ring before? It's
a
very
little bouncy.
bouncy.
It's a little
Yeah.
bouncy.
It's a lot bouncier
So
than
like
you
if
think
you
it
had
is.
like I don't know like a death metal drummer's kit in there, it wouldn't have worked. So
Yeah, the whole thing's just going.
Oh,
yeah.
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 He would hit down, then I would stop, and it felt like you're getting double bounced on a trampoline. You're like almost falling over and shit.
Yeah.
I think he bounced off the ropes at one point, lost his
Oh, yeah.
bounce,
Oh,
hit
yeah, I
the
did.
ropes and shit.
Yeah, dude.
Fuck it, leave it in.
Then we had wrestling matches after, and
Oh, that was fun.
So for the B-roll, was there like some wrestling match stuff going
Yeah,
on?
we had
Three
some.
full matches, and we didn't even know the outcomes. They're like,
Yeah.
"You guys want to know?" We're like, "No."
No,
So we
yeah.
sat down the crowd. They went off to the side and figured, how they're going to do it. And then
Yeah.
came out and did 3 matches, and all 3 were different winning, different, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
How they won, all that stuff. So
That's
each time we didn't really know what was going to happen.
Did you
And they
guys?
also didn't tell us like right when they were gonna start. So when they first came out and started going, like it was just like the people's genuine reactions
Yeah.
to it because
Oh.
we didn't
It was sweet.
know that they were filming yet.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Oh, yeah. Did
So-
any of you guys take the old wrestling spill just to see what it felt like to slam your back on that motherfucker?
so Sean used to wrestle, so
Yeah.
he was all in it doing
Yeah.
doing his stuff.
I kind of took a small one.
Yeah.
Nothing
Just to see
crazy.
what it felt like, because I heard that actually fucking really hurts too,
It's
because it's like
2 by
plywood
6.
or
It's
something.
2 by
Yeah,
6.
yeah.
It's just 2
Yeah.
by 6s
Yeah.
slammed into it,
Yeah.
all next to each other.
Yeah.
I hit him with a kendo stick.
Yeah, that hurt.
Oh yeah.
And I mean,
Yeah, that was
barely,
cool. We have that on video
We
too.
got that on video. Yeah.
And they were just, I mean, full force hitting each
Oh,
other with
Dragon
it. He
Jones had
barely hit me with it, and I was
some
like,
marks
Jesus,
on him, man.
Yeah, because I took it, because I've never used it. I never hit anyone with a kendo stick
Yeah.
either. There's my buddy here. So I
You say
took
you
it.
can't have
I
it,
kind of
or
went
you have.
tap, I just kind of tapped him just to see what it was like. And I was like, boo, boo, hit
Hit
him
him harder.
Hit him harder. Fine. So I did it again. And
I guess.
I hit him so hard the tip flew off.
Damn, man.
Yeah.
We need more light bulbs.
That
We have 4
more
more.
light bulbs.
Yeah.
that makes you appreciate ECW, huh?
EC Dub.
Yeah.
Didn't Sabu used to have that fucking stick and smack people with that motherfucker, or the Sandman or something?
Fun fact about Sabu and the guy who filmed Sean. Sean used to be an independent wrestler at one point too, and he was a jobber. If you don't know what that means.
I know what it means.
So
But-
for the people at home, don't
Yeah.
know, I mean, basically, you're just a nobody that's a paid actor in a sense. So he came out and Sabu beat him up.
Really?
Yep. So he was just like a random crowd heckler guy, and Sabu pulled him out and beat him up or whatever.
Really?
Nice.
Yep.
That's cool. Hell yeah. All right, so that video came out on Slam Worldwide. How has the reception so far been? Because it's been out for what?
3-4 days, right?
3-4 days?
Couple
I
days,
haven't looked
Thursday.
honestly.
Came out Thursday. So
Yeah, the video, right?
Don't look.
Yeah. Big disappointment again.
It's doing pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait till the
I
pod
mean,
drops. Blow it up.
Yeah.
Because is that your first one on Slam?
Second.
No, Glassjaw was
Yeah.
the first.
So
Glassjaw did really well.
Yeah, Glassjaw did exceptional.
how do you actually get something on Slam Worldwide? Because I know there's a few other bands that we've listened to on the show. and-
Money.
It's all. It's all.
Yeah.
It's all.
Really?
It's all a money
Basically,
game.
yeah. It's literally just one guy. It's all it is. It's just one guy who promotes music videos. That's all he does.
Mhm.
Just go to their YouTube, click their email, send them with your video. For example, I get it. It's probably a death metal pod thing, and like you gotta be careful. We sent them Exit Wound. He said, "I'm worried I might get a strike for this, so we can't post this one."
Is that
That's
because
fair,
it's a
though.
sample?
That's fair.
For the stabbings and the torture and stuff. He's
Yeah, we had like
yeah.
guns, people. You know,
yeah,
wrapping the
real
body
guns.
up.
Like so, he's like, we just can't post this
Yeah.
one because I don't want to get my.
Oh, visually. I got
Yeah.
it. I got it.
Yeah.
I got it.
And then so we just hit him up again. And I was like, hey, how's this one? He goes, yep, that one's good. So
You're like, do kendo sticks work?
That's too violent.
yeah,
There's actual violence in it.
yeah, really.
But yeah, the fake violence one they won't take. But
Yeah.
the real
No,
violence.
But I get
in
it. He's got to keep his channel safe.
Exactly.
He does a lot for the community.
Oh,
too,
yeah,
so.
I
exactly.
don't know how Cannibal Corpse album artwork gets on the internet then.
Right.
Yeah, that's a good question.
I think
Be
it's
They're
Cannibal.
grandfathered in.
Yeah, they're
grandfathered
That's
in.
all it
Just
is.
fucking be as good as
What-
Cannibal Corpse.
Bob Dole talked about them. They can do what they want.
Yeah.
if you were making that art before the internet, that sick ass art like that, you're grandfathered in. You can put it on the internet if you fucking want to.
They can't play a music video, but they can have a band on there called Torso Fuck to Death or some shit, dude. That's totally fine.
Anal prolapse.
That's actually pretty sick.
Yeah.
Torso
Hell yeah.
fucked.
It's good. Raped
Yeah.
by elephants.
Some of these slam band names are just out of control.
yeah.
Oh my god, man, we are just trying to reach on some of these with the medical dictionary. You're just like, what is this, man?
Hell yeah.
What
Just throw
kind of
ectomy at the end of your
everything.
at the end of it, and then it's
Yeah.
all good.
It's a banger.
Yeah, absolutely right.
Music for Terrifier fans.
It's
Hell yeah.
Jesus.
it's hard to even trudge through that because it's like, what I really listened to a band called Split from Perineum to Foreskin or whatever.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Great. Talk about that one at the water cooler.
Hey.
The new Split from Perineum
Yeah.
to fucking Dick
Hey.
Tip is great.
Hey
I'd
Bob,
probably listen to it.
I mean, I like that weird shit.
hey Bob, I was just jamming some stuff earlier on YouTube. I think you might like this. Check this out, man.
You heard of Cemetery Rapist?
Dude,
The one-man menace, dude. That guy's a legend. I fucking
guy.
love him.
You guys turned me on to that guy, and like you said, I didn't listen to the music, and they told me the name, and I was like, all right, this is gonna be sick.
It's music for crickets.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
the fucking toilet bowl scrapers too. Just
Hell yeah. Those are sweet lyrics, dude.
Put that on a shirt.
Clip it.
Yeah, I don't understand that. We'll get back to some Accuser of the Brethren, but since you say that, like I guess like we've listened to some slam bands on the show, and like I get it's like a certain kind of art form, and I love the music always, but I just never get the like inaudible toilet bowl fucking moving the fridge. I'm like, what is that noise you're
Moving
making?
the
How the fuck do you make that noise, and why?
I don't listen to it as much anymore, but I love that shit.
really?
I
I
do. Yeah, I think I'm working, figuring the goddess right now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, it's just like, what? Why do you make that noise? Is it like just
Or how?
Yeah, is it just like a rhythm on top of it? You know what I mean? Like that's
Just
kind of
no-
what it is because it's just more of a rhythm at
Just
that
another
point, 'cause
instrument.
I have
Yeah.
no idea what you're
Yeah.
fucking saying, and I'm sure I don't want to either.
no.
He's just
Never
talking
wanted
about
to
his
read the
day.
lyrics.
I still
Yeah,
know, like, what is it? Is it cattle decapitation? They do the song "Gender Reassignment."
Force.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
You gotta get the
Yeah.
forced
Yeah.
in there.
Yeah.
Forced really,
Yeah.
really
Yeah.
sells
That,
it.
like, that
They
music
didn't do it
video,
voluntarily.
But
How did that make it onto YouTube?
but those
Grandfathered
guys,
in.
those guys are
Yeah.
god tier musicians to me. Like
Yeah,
the
yeah.
musicianship, it's a little different than slam. I mean,
Yeah.
slam,
Yeah.
slam, you
Yeah.
still got to be good, right? But
Man,
like,
there's a
don't
slam
have to
band
be.
that I really like. Yeah, they got a song called "Face Fucked with a Brick." It's gonna kill me, dude. I can't remember the name
I
of
wonder
the
what it's
band.
about.
Yeah. Not reading the newspaper, that's for sure.
yeah, it sounds
100%.
sounds sensual.
Yeah, some of those bands are too big to fail.
yeah.
Cannibal Corpse, Cattle Decapitation. We can't cancel them. They're too big.
Nah, man.
All right, so you guys are talking. Well, Keto, you had mentioned that like you guys are starting to write some new stuff or whatever.
What we got?
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's good shit, too.
Yeah,
Sure.
Yeah. Yeah, we
Yeah,
got
decent
a few
amount,
things
actually.
going, actually. Yeah.
So have you guys changed the approach, or is it still like you three kind of getting together, or sometimes just you two riffing out? Dustin,
Brandon
I know
showing up
you
late.
write a lot of the stuff.
It's
Yeah, me
basically
me
the
showing up
same
late.
still. I mean, yeah, it's a lot of it. I kind of come up with ideas and I kind of throw them on paper and I'll send it. A lot of times it kind of starts out like a 1-minute clip.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
What do you
like
guys
a
think?
riff or two or
A
something.
couple, like
okay.
yeah, a couple riff. Maybe it builds. Maybe it goes into a breakdown. Like, what do you guys feel about this? And then usually I get feedback, and then I start changing, and then eventually I'll just send a full song, and then it's about the same as it's always been, And then Pockets comes over and goes, "We need to do some cool stuff. It's too similar everywhere in a sense." I do a lot
Okay.
like skeleton songs, I would call them, where it's
Yeah.
like
Mhm.
repeating sections, and then he comes and throws all the spice on it.
Okay.
Nice.
So it's still basically the same, and then Keto does his vocals, and we all get a new version and edit it off the last person who did something.
Okay. So you're kind of just building it as you go, and then when you get in the room, then you'll start to jam it, see how you
Mhm.
feel or whatever.
Yeah.
So
don't
not
know
much
how-
has changed with that. What about sound wise?
It's still there.
Still there.
Yeah.
A little
mean,
bit faster drum stuff that maybe let's go around for some parts.
No.
So I'll say for the one. But
Tim will kill us if we go any faster, man.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm just wondering, like, do you guys are like, okay, this is a continuation of what we're doing, or do you want to approach something else
Yeah, a little
differently?
more probably
just
a better polished stuff, you know.
I mean, it's still basically the same,
Yeah.
but like
Yeah.
how you're talking about, like for example, like Neglected. Even though it's an older song, it's it's a little different,
Yeah.
but it kind of fits the ballpark. We
Right.
still
Right.
want to. We don't want to just be just one thing. We want a little deathcore, a little hardcore, a little beatdown, even like a little like the new like aggressive metalcore like Kublai Khan is kind of mixed in. So
yeah.
some songs definitely lean towards deathcore. Some songs lean a little more beatdown. Like I wouldn't call Exit Wound a deathcore song necessarily. Definitely more like beatdown in a sense, but I wouldn't call Buried Deep
With
a
smidge,
hardcore song in a
maybe
sense.
a smidge of new metal in there too.
Right. I mean,
Hell
yeah,
yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
So we're defenders of the old school here.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
Old
I mean-
to us now.
Everything's everything now, anyway.
Yeah.
we just play what we
one
like still. So it doesn't
Yeah.
really
Yeah.
matter.
That's cool. I
Yeah.
just didn't know if
Yeah.
it was like, oh, let's try a little something different this
Yeah.
time
Yeah.
around. What's the approach then? Are you guys going to write a batch of songs and then kind of do the same approach, or what does that look like?
I would like to change up how we did this. It was our first EP. We
Mhm.
learned there's a couple of little things I wouldn't mind doing different, but I wouldn't mind doing another EP again, but just different release strategy again.
Yeah.
Because we do release strategies together. We'll get together and we'll literally have like a month of things planned out for every song and stuff
Mhm.
like that. And like, we got posts scheduled for this next week for what we just released and
Yeah.
stuff.
And that's just from learning from like being in other bands. Like, oh, we got this good sounding demo. Let's just throw that out there to get played.
Oh.
We just
Hell
No
no.
demos.
Hell
No
no.
demos.
yeah,
Nobody
yeah.
wants that.
We have
don't
we
do
have
demos
talent-
you want to be taken seriously.
And
Yeah,
what
no, I
sucks is
agree.
we
You'll
have
never live it
Yes.
out.
we're friends with super talented bands that are just starting out too, and they're doing that, and we're just like,
No.
"Oh,
Save that.
stop,
Save
Save
it.
that.
Stop."
Save that for
yeah,
for content later. Like
yeah,
for up and coming lads that want to know like what it should sound like when you're in the demo phase. This is what your demo should sound
Yeah.
like.
Yeah.
But
Oh, yeah.
don't give it to us as like kind of like a bait. Like, oh, the demo's out. Like, who gives a fuck? Like,
Yeah.
show me the final product.
exactly.
Like,
right.
And then
please.
you've already blown your wad with
exactly.
the demo.
Like,
Yeah.
oh, it's
I'm not
I've already
excited no
heard it.
more.
Yeah.
And here's another thing. So if you go onto like someone's Bandcamp and you listen to their first thing and it's a demo, and it sounds like total dog shit or something, you're like,
I
do
don't
I
trust
really
you.
want to invest more time listening to these other songs? Are they better produced? Like a lot of times, that's just a fucking.
Yeah,
See ya.
that's
that's-
like,
that's-
I mean,
Yeah.
for today.
No,
Yeah.
honestly,
Yeah.
that just from being in the scene for a little bit or whatever, if I see a band and it says demo,
Mhm.
it's already kind of a turn off for me.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Yep.
Why are we releasing demos? of
Anything,
this?
anything that's got the
Nowadays,
word
yeah.
demo on it, I don't care how good you are, and I'll take it to one of my favorite bands of all time, Death. After Chuck passed, they started doing like re-releases, like
They're all sitting right
yeah,
there. buddy.
remasters and whatever. But on the back end, you've got like 4 or 5 demos. I'd never listened to them, and I
Fuck
absolutely,
no, I won't either.
I absolutely
Yeah.
love. You know
Yeah.
why? For one, I don't want to tarnish the legacy or tarnish his
Right.
work and by listening to some scratch tracks that he did with a drum machine.
Right, right.
Yeah.
What the fuck are we talking about? Look, the only thing I've ever listened to Chuck that was like not finished, polished was the Control Denied stuff that never made it to the light of day. And I was like, well, I gotta hear it. I just at least have to hear because there's no going forward.
Right.
It is what it is. Now it's done.
Right.
But I gotta hear it, and it was fucking good. I wish they could have pushed through and finished it. But no, like Pink Floyd, another great one. Comfortably Numb demo. I'm not fucking listening to that.
Yeah.
Right.
You're gonna tell me there's a better guitar solo on the end of that song than what David Gilmour laid down in the studio? You're lying. Get the fuck out of here. I don't want to hear it. It's not that good. It could be great, but not good enough.
Yeah.
'cause
Yeah, exactly. Obviously.
Just don't say
otherwise, that
it
would
didn't
be on,
make it.
Yeah.
It's like don't sell yourself short on your product, man. Like just put
Yeah.
your final product out there. Don't.
We'll just put one song out. Spend the money on the one.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
what we did.
Yeah.
Make it good.
You
Yeah.
know, we
Yeah.
wanted to have,
We talked about releasing like Buried Deep as like a demo because I like the demo was good. Don't get me
Yeah,
wrong,
sure.
but it was still a demo.
Yeah.
yeah.
And,
Who did the
and
demo?
Just us.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
That's what I thought. Okay.
And
And
then
then we
we decided to go through when we went through Tim to put out an actual
They
thing,
were like,
and I think that
"Oh."
was the best decision we made.
Oh,
Yeah.
This
for
is
sure.
why we don't
1000%.
put demos out.
yeah.
Yeah.
There's
fuck
actual
that.
production to the songs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
'Cause, like he said earlier, you learn from other bands we've done in the past and stuff. Because one of our older bands, we released a demo, then we went and recorded an album, and then after all that time we spent like promoting that demo and stuff, the album surpassed it like instantly. And then we went back and deleted the demo off
Yeah.
of Spotify and all that stuff
Right.
because we didn't
Yeah.
want someone to listen to False God's demo and then listen to the real one because the
Yeah.
real one sounded
Right.
better.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
to
Right.
push the fans away that we
Yeah.
could have had because they heard the demo by accident.
Right.
I think in in a lot of cases, a band like that, they're just making a hasty decision. Got to get something out there. Got to get our name out there. Got to get people listening to our music. And it's like, pump the brakes. You know,
me.
like
that was me with this band when we started.
Yeah.
I was like, and then Dustin, you know, he was like, let's chill out for a second, like just do this.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll admit it. Yeah. I was like, man, we got good shit here. I know it. And then it's just
now
I'm
it's
glad.
even better, right? Though
Yeah.
that you waited.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
Tim does an awesome job. Because I was listening to
He does all right.
Yeah, don't fucking blow
you,
his
Tim.
ego. Yeah,
Fuck you,
Don't
Tim.
get ego too much.
he's also a musician too, right? I've
Nah,
seen him
he thinks
play-
he is.
He thinks he is. He sucks. He
I've
does-
seen
he-
him playing piano and singing in
He
this
covered
thing. I was
Sleep
like,
Token.
oh,
He's
Yeah.
got a
Oh, yeah,
beautiful
that-
voice.
Yeah, he faked all that.
Yeah.
Fake.
That man could get anything he wants from me if he just sang to me. Honestly.
Yeah,
No.
I think he jammed. He came from our world, you know. He played in Dweller and all that. So
I was talking to him, I think, since the last podcast and stuff like that. I seen him play live years and years ago. He was in the Jamboree in Ohio when he was in Dweller, and I went to the Jamboree in Ohio to see And Hell Follow With and all that.
oh fuck, dude, I love
Yeah,
it. Hell,
Oh, dude,
Jesus.
it's so good. Yeah.
I don't. The newer stuff's good, but like that pronunciation or however you
that
say
was the
that.
one, yeah.
Yeah,
Dude,
you can't beat
that
it.
fucking album is one of my top. I think we did our deathcore episode, and that was one of my top deathcore albums of all time.
I will say, though,
Uh,
since we're just talking about demos, the Servants Beneath the Hood's demo was pretty good. Never heard that one.
Yeah.
Just saying, that one is pretty good.
I've had bands on the show before, and like I said, I'll listen to all their material, and if I don't know them or whatever, I'll start from the very oldest thing. And I've kind of was burned a few times. I'm like, man, I personally wouldn't want this to represent my band or have it out there, but some people are just like, here, take it all, you know. So that's cool too.
Right.
Whatever. I mean, it's your art. Do whatever you want with it. But we do live in this instant gratification. I need to get 10 million followers the first day when I drop my demo, and all these
Right.
followers, and then my band's gonna blow up, and everybody's gonna ask me to play shows, and it's like. It don't work like that. You got to grind for a while, man. You got to fucking get out there.
There's a
and get it,
million
you know?
other better bands out there.
Right.
So-
Yeah.
And there's
Like,
always going to be
My
so
thing
much-
too is like, not to do that or whatever, but like a band like cannot be very good or whatnot, whatever. But they do one thing on social media, and it just skyrockets the band.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
You know, and it's
Yeah.
just like
Yeah, but that's usually a 15-minute walk of fame, and then
It is,
then they
yeah.
disappear. And it's like, you don't want to be. I don't want to be a meme if I'm a band. I want to be long term.
Yeah,
I want to be taken seriously. Have the venue say, "Hey,
Yeah.
you guys fucking killed it. We want you back."
yeah.
And I think that will,
that solidifies more than just a fucking TikTok video.
yeah, and I think
in
that
my
reveals
opinion.
itself when you take your time, you don't drop the demo, you don't get hasty with decisions, and you say, "Hey," like Brandon said, "I know we got something here."
Mhm.
And then Dustin steps in and says, "Okay, yes, we do, but I'm not putting out this turd. I'm putting out a polished, finished product."
Sometimes that
Polished
ends-
finished turd.
Yeah, thank you.
It's
Polished
still
turd.
shit.
And, man, I know all of us in this room have seen bands end because of shit like that.
Yeah.
They're like, we have, let's do it now, blah, blah, blah. But that comes back to the cohesiveness in this band that we have is we still have that mutual respect. And I think that's a huge part of it.
Yeah, you guys
Yeah,
have
for
to be able
sure.
to have the inner communication dialogue working
Yeah.
well.
That's smart too, to like take the time to sit down and do a plan, like a marketing plan. That's what most musicians, rappers,
Well, what-
bands, you miss that boat, but it's all about marketing your music. Mott alluded to it earlier. Maybe you're not a video creator, but you have to be a content creator. You just got to do it. You can
Yeah.
bitch about it all day,
Yeah.
but just shut the fuck up and do it, because you have to do
right.
it. Like, if you want your shit to be seen, where is everybody at? Staring at their phone on social media. So you need to have Accuser of the Brethren come up, the right one, come up across your fucking, you know what I
We're
mean?
getting- we're getting
that's
there.
why
We're getting there.
So that's very smart to have that. You know,
Yeah.
But
fucking-
like we reached out to other band, like what's his name from Left to Suffer. They helped us out with a thing.
Oh, you're
Oh, yeah,
talking
yeah.
about something. It was the manager of Left to Suffer, who I got in
manager.
contact with.
Yeah, but they gave us a schematic and
I bought.
Bought-
I
Oh,
bought
yeah,
yeah.
stuff
Yeah, I
off
forgot
of
you
it.
bought that.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I bought.
see everything costs money.
Yeah, no,
Hey,
yeah,
bought
point
lessons.
being,
Yeah.
point being,
Yeah.
I bought promotional lessons off the manager from Left to Suffer, the guy who was part of it when they blew up from no one's to blowing up. So I got that's how we post and stuff like that. It's all kind of based around like
what
Left
they
to
do.
Suffer's manager. Like,
Okay.
What's
he
funny
made
is
a video about it. It's like, I don't know, hour long. He made
Yeah.
them sit with me and
we're
Oh,
we're
that's
seeing
cool.
other bands follow our promotionals. Not saying that we're the set the standard,
Innovators,
but
Yeah.
it's very close to what we're doing, and I personally think it's cool.
Yeah.
But like a lot of other people probably get like pissy, like, oh, they're ripping us off or something, copying us. I think it's cool. Like if we're setting a little bit of a standard for our fellow bandmates to, hey, clean it up a little bit,
Yeah.
get a little,
Right.
fucking
Well, we
more
also
power to
switch
them.
things up a little bit to fit us.
Yeah.
Also,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? It's not just like a black and white. Like we change a lot of things up, so it's like we had like a little bit of a template, but adjust things to fit us better.
I was
so.
listening to this podcast the other day, and it's like all the information you ever need is out there,
Mhm.
right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So, but just because someone tells you that the Mediterranean style diet worked for them doesn't mean it's going to work for you.
Right.
Also
Right.
true.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
So
shit ain't gonna
a
work for me.
scientist could be telling you that, and you could do that, and you could still look like shit and feel like shit and be like, what's going on? Everything is tailored to you and your journey only, especially when it comes to any kind of success. So that's cool. You get the information, you sit down with a guy, it's worth his time because it's his time, right? He's giving you the information, but tailoring it to your band, that's what a lot of people miss. Well, I did all this and I'm not seeing these results. Well, you have to tailor those situations to what works for you guys, So
especially because some of the stuff on there, like I don't want to say too much, but some of the stuff on there is definitely lean towards a bigger-ish band,
Yeah,
obviously.
right.
So
Yeah.
it's like, well, we
Recognizing
can't
that
do
too.
this because we don't have the following that they did. So we know we're not going to get the same results off this key point. So if we
Yes.
did this, we might get a fraction of what they did fitting our style, like you're saying,
Right.
tailoring to
Right,
us.
right.
and
yeah,
stuff.
exactly.
And
It's not.
I think a big point to take in for some bands is that the music that you've written and it's done, it's recorded and produced. That's such a small fraction of what we're doing anymore, right? There's the rolling out the business model,
Mhm.
and there's the booking, the talent buy. You got to be in contact with the venues and other bands, and just everything else that comes along with it. The engagement on the social media. You can have your finished product, but then you're like, that's a small part of it. Like you have to do so many more things to actually get your name out there. So I think that's the big takeaway from all of this is not to just rush to throwing a demo online. It's
I mean-
like you might be sitting on a finished product. I think Throne is a good example. They've had an album like in the can forever.
Yeah, I've listened to it a handful of times already, but
It's not out, right?
even
Correct me if I'm
no.
wrong. Yeah,
What?
it's been like almost
Like,
over a
which
year. I think.
Throne? The
From Lansing.
Yeah.
oh, Throne.
the
Okay.
Joshua
Okay.
yeah.
Oh,
Not
once we were buried.
THROW.
Like
Yeah.
not throwing.
Like
Yeah.
King Throne.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
King on a Throne.
There's a
like
couple band
Game of
members
Thrones.
that were way back in the day. Once we were buried, right? They had some
I don't
good
know.
I'm
tunes.
not sure. I don't
Yeah.
know.
When I say throne, I mean the Throne from Lansing.
Yeah,
So,
all right.
That's my throne. I
Yeah,
fucking
that's
love
my
that
throne
band.
Gotcha.
too.
Yeah, I love that band. So yeah, they've had an album in the can forever, and to the
Right.
point where it's got to be fucking annoying. But those
It's
are
frustrating.
those are the
Yeah.
lengths you kind of have to go to make sure you're doing it right. And in
Well,
that time, while it's in the can, that's the time to come up with the marketing strategy. Hey, what are we gonna do?
Yep.
How are we gonna roll it out? This, that, and the other thing.
Yeah, that's
we,
exactly,
We
yeah.
recorded
That's exactly
the
what we
EP
did.
in what, January or February of 24?
I think, yeah, because I think it was January. Because I think we actually came here like February or March then.
Like right after. I
'cause
think.
we-
yeah.
Because we were done when we came here. We had, so when
Yeah,
we
'cause
were
we showed
here,
them
we
glass.
had her. So we were sitting
Yeah,
on ours
yeah.
for about a year too. It was
Yeah.
just
But
Don't
making
rush.
music videos
Yeah.
and
Yep.
figuring out all the things for it, that pays
Artwork.
off at the end, holding on
Yeah.
to it for
everything costs money.
Mhm.
Yeah.
We're not
Oh,
made
yeah.
of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
we gotta
we're
go
not.
slow.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
want good quality stuff. You
Gotta
gotta
get
If
take
anyone
the
wants to
time.
give us money, though,
Yeah.
just let us know. We'll
come
take
to
it
a
from
show
you
and buy a
then.
CD.
Yeah.
Yeah.
$40.
45.
$5 photos with the belt.
Yeah, hard-
Yeah.
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 Come buy some shit. Support
Lot-
these guys.
Autographed pictures 10.
Yeah, but like playing festivals too, I think is a big thing.
Yeah.
So
Getting out
I
there.
love
in
my
front of an
dive
audience.
bar shows, but
Yeah.
you got to play the.
Yeah, you got to get beyond that
like
at
we
some
probably
point.
we Conquer Divide, right? Like are you doing something with them soon or something? Or are you going to a show or whatever? But they did something cool for us. They went on the Gun Drummer.
Oh, yeah,
podcast
yeah.
And
Wore our merch on there.
wore our merch on there.
Talked about
Sweet.
us.
Quick
Hell
little
yeah.
shout
Yeah.
out.
Yeah, because we played Havoc Fest with them,
Mhm.
and
Yeah,
two
it's
of the
Havoc
members
Fest.
went and watched us and loved us and bought a hat. And then they went on the Gun Drummer podcast, and within the first 30 seconds of that podcast, she brings us up. She's
Yeah.
wearing the hat the
That's
whole time.
fucking awesome.
Yeah,
And
that's
they're in the
cool.
backyard with flamethrowers and stuff. And she
Yeah.
turns and
Yeah.
she's got the hat on and stuff.
That's
It was really
badass.
cool. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So you guys also had Hardcore Keem react to some shit,
Yep,
right?
yep.
Yeah.
A bunch
Now,
of stuff.
is that a money?
Yeah,
Money.
It's all
Everything's
money.
money.
If
Everything's
you
money,
if you
dude.
see
Yeah.
Yeah.
that,
Oh,
it's
sure.
all.
We had to pay to come here today.
Yeah. yeah.
Don't
Nope.
tell
Wait a minute. Shut up.
Sorry.
Oh, wait.
Wait, you guys got paid?
Gas ain't
Wait,
free.
you guys are getting paid?
Gas ain't free. I ain't seen
That's
it
why
done.
I'm sitting so high up, all that cash in my back pocket. Fuck.
Lots of ones.
Yeah, lots of
Well,
Then I had to give you some back for the CD you gave me, but it's all good.
I'm getting paid in smiles and fun.
Yeah. give or take world. Yeah, I think it's important though too, because I was listening to you guys' EP and then it turned off and then the new Pale Face Swiss came up and then it was kind of weird at the beginning. I just skipped past it because I was actually getting done doing what I was doing, but then I just skipped past it and like got to the heavy part because there was like some whatever the fuck in the beginning of it. But then I just to kind of get a little what does this sound like? But it was nice because you guys' sounds exactly like anything professional, and that's the most important thing.
Yeah.
If I go look you guys up, fucking, you can put your music up to anybody's music because it sounds fucking just as good as anybody's music. So that's smart to do that, you know.
That's one of the immediate takeaways when I was listening this morning. Was like, this shit's fucking professional, so that's good. Got the bass drops in there. You know, it's not breaking my speaker. They did it right.
Yeah.
Car crashes. He likes to use car crashes more than
his impacts.
Yeah, impacts are like a car crash, an explosion, and a bass drop.
Yeah.
Helicopter too. He had a helicopter at one point.
I went down
what
it.
it was.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Sorry, Tim. We just gave away your secrets.
He's actually making some moves on his end too, studio wise. So that's cool.
Yeah, he's got a nice studio coming.
Yeah, he's
Working on.
upgrading.
Oh, a new one?
Yeah, he bought a building.
We might be doing some
really?
cool stuff there too
rent,
soon.
bought. I can't remember.
I don't know.
He's renting the space, but
He talks.
Yeah.
I just don't pay attention to
Yeah.
Well, yeah, we usually just insult him when he says something.
Well, we'll be able to do like
Yeah.
not only recording, but it would be like a good spot for like, I mean, even filming like
or photos.
doing photos or the
playthroughs.
standard black room with
Yeah.
a single light in it and music video. You could easily do some stuff like that there. So
Kind of like a live,
stream music.
either that or just
Play
record you
songs.
guys jamming it for a video.
yeah.
You and I seen you're doing I've seen you had some videos before, but you just did a one taker, right, for the
For Embrace.
Embrace, right?
Mhm.
And when did you drop that? Yesterday?
Yep.
And you just do that at your place?
Yep.
Okay.
That's in
Cool.
my little like recording room at my house.
Oh yeah.
So
cool. So you guys were writing right now. Do you have anything on the docket where it's like, I want to get a new song out by whenever, or since we just dropped this, you guys are gonna write on this, and then what are we doing now? Just focusing on
What's the next part of
shows
the
or
model? What's the next rollout?
I mean, it's a little. We don't have a complete plan yet. I think we all are kind of an idea about the same. We got a couple songs pretty much ready to go.
yeah.
They're
So
sick,
maybe
too.
like spring, summer, kind
Okay.
of go back
Yeah.
to record.
yeah.
But again, the way we kind of go a little slower, probably about a year, give or
Yeah.
take, by the time we're actually releasing.
Because we're already kind of booking a couple shows here.
Yeah.
And their
You-
festivals and
You
stuff.
find juggling those two things difficult?
Yes.
Mm,
Yeah.
With work?
Yeah.
I always did.
Yeah.
I always did. No
Yeah.
lie.
It can be taxing, especially when we all like equally help towards like booking things like
Yeah.
Okay.
like Brandon set this up. Like I think I set up the or who set up the Sanctuary one?
I set up Sanctuary,
That was Dustin
yeah.
set up the Sanctuary show.
We're
so
stoked
it's
about
like-
that one. We wanted to play there for a little
Yeah.
bit.
Yeah.
Excited about playing Sanctuary.
That's cool.
I would love to play there too. My only fear is like, it's always one of those things like, what if someone doesn't come see you? Like, you play the Sanctuary.
Well,
and,
then they
like,
missed
there's
out,
still-
dude.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true. But it's always one of those things where it's like, how do you build your fan base enough that you can bring somebody there, and then the venue respects you for bringing people in? That's always
Yeah.
my
Yeah.
concern, because I don't want to be the guys that throw a show somewhere and no one shows up because we haven't reached that market or that
Right.
potential, and then
Yeah.
they're like, yeah, you can't play here no more because you don't fucking bring nobody.
That's
'cause-
when you got to get on a bill
Yeah.
with a band that's already established.
Right.
Yeah.
You
exactly.
just have to be able to make that reach.
And I know you guys did the As I Lay Dying, but I'm hoping that maybe you guys can get some more opportunities like that. You guys know Chad from the Intersection or whatever?
Mhm.
Yep, that's how we
Yeah.
actually got there.
Yeah.
Okay,
He
yeah.
actually messaged us saying,
Okay.
"You guys want to play the As I Lay Dying
Pretty cool.
show?"
Yeah.
We're like, hell yeah.
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 There's a few of like our buddies' bands I consider really, really good, bands in Michigan, and somehow we got the green light. So
Oh, over.
and they even messaged
whoever
us saying,
else,
"Hey
yeah.
man, if it was any other band, we'd want it to be you guys."
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
super, super good dudes.
Oh yeah,
So,
that's cool. You want to talk about any shows that you got coming up then, or?
Yeah,
got
the
anything you can
January 17th, so
Mhm.
next Friday actually.
Yes.
We'll be playing at the Sanctuary.
Yep.
Who's on that bill?
There's a handful of people up.
Okay.
I think it's just locals from.
Yeah,
that
they're all
area.
kind of locals.
Okay.
It's kind of like one of those shows. I think one band's from Ohio.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's a little spread
Yeah.
out.
Mhm.
Dark Eater, I remember that one.
Repose.
Repose. Procedural thump or something.
Precordial thump.
Precordial thump.
That's another like medical term. I think it's.
Yeah.
I don't remember what it is. I think it's like. The maybe bring somebody back to life or something like that.
I was
yeah.
thinking like the reflex, on the knee.
Oh,
It's like
yeah.
super medical,
Yeah.
but it's just like
yeah.
Not
So-
graphic enough.
yeah.
So new venue. We haven't played with any of these bands
Nice.
before too.
Hell
so
yeah.
it's a whole
I
new
think
experience
that's-
for us.
I think
Be
that's where we
good.
strive. Is like when we play somewhere new, and I like when we play first too, because then
Set a
everybody's
standard.
yeah, because everybody's like, well, fuck.
Oh,
Yeah,
shit.
like they'll come up to us afterwards. They'll come up to us afterwards and be like, man, you guys should have played later. It sucks that you guys had to play first.
Well, when you guys play first, I always think set the bar.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Really,
I love-
like let
I
the
love
other
that.
put the other bands on notice. Like Jay just played a show on the 27th of December. The first band up just came right out, fucking guns blazing, and set the bar so high for everyone else. I was like, oh, we're in for a fucking banger tonight. Oh my god.
Not our band.
But they did play well, and they also had that standard to live up to. And Jay knows, because we've been in that situation before. You come out, and especially if you're feeling good and you're well rehearsed, like you set that bar a little extra high than maybe some band that they're not ready to be on the stage like with a more well polished, well rehearsed band, and you
Yeah.
kind of can tell like. These guys are a little green still, but when a band's been doing it for 15, 20 years and they come out and they fucking knock it out of the park immediately, you're like, okay, I got to warm up right fucking now.
Yeah.
I gotta stretch, get loose, play my instrument for a little, get the drum pad
Yeah.
out. Like, it's fucking, it's
We-
on.
We also want the venue to see that too.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
and go, oh shit, man, these guys are serious.
Yeah, next time they
And
come
then-
back, they're gonna get a better spot.
That's why I
Yeah.
like when like if Implicator plays before us, they're always like the Accuser's gonna kill you.
Yeah.
Like he puts little like
And they're fucking great.
Yeah,
man.
yeah,
I love
no,
them.
yeah,
They're
yeah,
great,
Implicator's
man.
awesome.
but
man.
Eric will put these little hints. It's funny.
Yeah.
He's like, because he knows like we should be playing different or whatever, but he's just like, they're gonna kill you.
I should also name drop that band. Will's Kill Tomorrow. They deserve to at
yeah.
least be shouted out like they came out and fucking killed it. So
Yeah, I think I've seen
Oh,
those
yeah.
guys before.
yeah,
Pretty good.
oh, they kill it every time.
Yeah, they rule. Yeah, so no big hurry on that because you guys, even if you did, you'd probably drop some singles along the way. No need to really release anything new anyway. What about, so you have, what, 3 singles out of the 5 then, out of those 5 songs?
Yeah, neglected. Is
Kind of
connected,
one.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
no visual for that probably, or maybe that might be something along the
I
docket.
mean, we'll
or-
talk. We can talk about it because
Yeah.
we are having Josiah, the guy who did the Very Deep video, guy who edited Glassjaw and With Intent. He's working on a lyric video for that.
Okay, cool.
Yep. So
Yeah.
the
Some
goal
more
is
visuals.
yep, more
Yeah.
visuals.
Yeah.
Always more visuals.
Hell yeah,
Love it.
that's fucking awesome.
And then like how he, we can just keep talking, but like how he did the vocal playthrough for it. I
Yeah.
actually got a bass playthrough of Neglected coming
Okay.
out too, because
Sweet.
that'll be
Yeah.
the next one because we don't have anything for Neglected. It's a bass heavyish song,
Okay.
so we're gonna have a bass video for that, and then
Sweet.
we're gonna make him do a guitar playthrough.
Make them.
And then I'm doing.
For a while.
And I'm talking with Tim still. We're doing because obviously I want to go to the studio and do a drum.
Okay,
Playthrough,
playthrough.
That
yeah.
way you can actually hear the drums. and
Yeah,
it sounds
like
shit.
recorded well. Yeah.
We tried to do one, but
I
it just didn't work.
I was using
me,
like
I'm
do
not, I'm not,
vocal
yeah, I'm not an
and
editor.
bass player,
so it just
like,
didn't
but-
work.
Drums, those would have to be
Yeah.
mic'd up
Yeah,
properly for.
professional.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you want to know that that's what's actually going on. you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
so- I mean, I think that's one opportunity that some bands miss too. It's like, yeah, we put out this new single and we have a couple old singles, right? But like, shit, you can just, there's people that haven't heard those old songs. I think sometimes people forget that, you
Yeah.
know, like, coming out with new stuff is important because you got something new on the docket, but fully exploring the way that you can promote all the old stuff is also an option too, especially with like, are you guys on TikTok?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're not very active on it though.
Yeah.
Well, it's getting shut
Which-
down anyway.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Which is whatever. We're actually kind of picking up on Insta a little bit, but we don't really. I guess that's more my realm. I should.
I think
Yeah, I don't
Well,
get on it.
that you posted a video of a clip of us in here, and it went crazy, didn't it? Like,
yeah, I
the
don't know
last
what the
time
hell
you were
happened. It had like over like 500,000.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, his-
Yeah, he got famous for a week there. I don't know.
For a week.
Yeah, his 15
Yeah.
minutes of fame.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck
He
happened.
took
15
a-
minutes on TikTok is a lot though.
He took a screenshot of the podcast we did last time. It
Yeah.
was like just a screenshot, right?
Yeah,
Of what
the
I must have been
numbers
when
or
it came
something.
out.
Yeah.
Was
And
that
he
money too?
I didn't get any money from
No,
that.
I mean you didn't pay any money to get.
No,
to,
I
to
didn't
go
pay
viral?
for that. No,
He didn't get any money.
no.
Just
TikTok has paid me before. Though.
got paid in
Yeah.
exposure.
Yeah.
Again.
That's all we got, man.
I think when you get up like into the million is when I think you start getting money through TikTok.
So real quick before you move on, Jay, I wanted to say
Go
that
ahead, buddy.
a good way to keep your band's content flowing, I think, is to take a song that you're really proud of and you want to put out there and kind of give it to people in different manners. And by that, I mean you could come out and just have like maybe just a lyric video to start. So you're getting the music out there. And then you double back and say, like, stay tuned because we're going to drop a real video for that song. So now they're in the hook for, let's see what they do with the visuals of it, And then beyond that, you can go into the playthrough videos. So now I don't want to say you're sitting there recycling the content, but some fans are going to be into that. Some people are going to want to have that music soon as they can get it. And then other people are going to be like, yeah, I can't wait for that video too because I fucking love that song. I want to see what they do with it. And then the playthrough, you're going to get into like your musician market, or people that are just really curious about how things get done. It's almost like a behind the scenes type of thing. So I think, as you're feeding the fans your content, you can do several things with one song if you want. If that's an idea that that jives with you, really, you can say, yeah, let's feed them that song like 3 times over. Like fucking why not?
I mean, a music video for Buried Deep would go hard.
That's what I want to do next. But
I don't think there's anything wrong with that. This is kind of to Nick's point. I think we all may do it here. We kind of get lost in the reels. You might click on one and then it scrolls to the next and you're just watching shit for a while. But there's this dude that came up on my reels and he's like standing by this table, right? And it says, if you rap or sing, put the headphones on.
Oh, yeah.
I just
that guy's great.
And he like sings and shit.
Yeah.
But fucking, I watch a bunch of the videos and then 3 hours later, I'm upstairs doing something and I'm singing a song. I'm like, wow, that motherfucker got me. That's the smartest shit ever. Like, that's how you get to people. But it's because I heard the song fucking 50 times because I wanted to see what that next singer did or that next vocalist because the girl was like, oh, I don't rap, but I sing. And then she just came through and fucking killed it. I was like, holy shit, that was so good. Like, but then the guy opened with his chorus, right? So you hear that same chorus every single time. Then he has a few other little TikTok videos of him just performing it by himself or whatever, but it's like I don't think you can in this day and age where it's so hard to break through because everything it's like how do you break through the noise?
It's so saturated.
There's so many fucking
algorithms,
bands,
all that.
so many podcasts. And I think going back to your point you said earlier how when you were talking about your content strategy and like some people would be like mad about it, but you were proud about it. I mean, that's a great attitude to have because, dude, we live in an abundant world. There's enough for everybody. Like sometimes you forget that because you only live in your world and you realize what you don't have, and it's easy to kind of look at, oh, I wish I was this, I wish I had this, and that, this, that, and the other thing.
I was as good or as big as that other thing.
Yeah, exactly. So, because the people want to, like. The algorithm or whatever wants to see like good natural content. Like you can pay for ads, of course, but when you're buying followers and stuff, I don't want. We talked about this in the last episode, but I don't want someone to go to my page and be like, oh, they got 100,000 followers and no one comments on our shit. Like, I don't give a fuck about that. I want 1,000 people that really like the Metal Maniacs and want to watch these interviews. I think we can get there. I don't need fucking 1 million people. And people get delusional. They think that's just how it works, It's like they just think that's, but man, slow and steady sometimes wins the race, baby. You know what I mean? It's just keep doing your thing, keep grinding away, keep doing as much as you can do, learn from it, and just keep going. It may not be as fast. I may not be like, oh, we're not growing, but every single week we get more YouTube subs and more Spotify subs, more followers on Facebook and Instagram for what it's worth. So it's kind of like whatever, man.
I came across your podcast way before we even came in to like do our interview with you. Like I watched it.
Oh really?
Yeah, and like I was like, hey, these guys are fucking cool, Like
thank you.
Down to earth, you like actually talk to the musicians and shit. And then I think initially when they brought it up, like I was like, oh yeah, we'll do the Metal Maniacs. I didn't remember your name quite at that time. I seen your face and I'll click on it and watch the video.
Yeah.
And then I was like, and it clicked to me. I was like, oh fuck. I'm actually going on that podcast. Hell yeah.
Oh, that's cool, man.
I think some of the takeaways, too, from doing this or even doing what you guys are doing is two things. One, you don't really want to be too outcome-driven, right? Because we talked about how you can burn yourself out trying to get to that outcome. Then you get to that outcome, and it's like it's not as satisfactory as you thought it was going to be because now you're on to the next outcome goal. And it like
that hit of dopamine.
Yeah, it's never enough.
Yeah, and it took too much energy even to get to that first hit of dopamine. Now you got to do it all over again. So that leads me to my second point is you kind of want it to be as authentic and as genuine as possible so that you enjoy it.
Yep.
So like getting the band in the room has got to be something you really want to do.
Mhm.
And all the other things beyond that, after the song is written and done, you got to still want to do that stuff too. Otherwise, you got to scale it back and say, well, I'm not about that aspect of doing this anymore. So somebody else has got to step up and do it, or we got to say that it doesn't happen around here no more. But Jay and I, like, we're not going to break our necks trying to do this podcast, you know. And I try to tell Jay, it's all right, man, just let it grow. And at some point, we'll find a natural way to step it up and grow it. But nobody wants to break the bank or break their neck over trying to do something. It's like, I'm always going to show up on Sunday. Like every Sunday I get to be here, I'm like, fucking A, let's do it. I got to have some healthy outlet. I'm in the house all the fucking time.
Man.
And that's a big thing too. Is like when I got Mod as a co-host, I could have got somebody else that would have been, like
They might have brought
some
more skills to the
social
table.
media buff slash producer slash whatever. I could have did that, but I got Mod because he's my fucking friend.
Yeah.
And I don't expect Mod to do that stuff, and that makes it better, because if I did, I'd be mad at Mod all the time and be like, why the fuck don't you do more for the show, right? You can't live like that, dude.
Right.
Like, you can't expect you out of others, for one.
Yeah.
And for two, it's like you got to know who's doing what. So it's like I don't expect more. But if I asked him, I said, hey, could you do some more? Or could you do this or do that? Dude, sure, no problem.
Let me figure it out.
It's just like, being in a band or whatever. But we played in bands for years, so that helps too,
Right.
But like,
Yeah.
but I could have got the guy that could have been the mega producer, and he could have took a lot of this work off, and we could have grown a lot faster or whatever. But then it wouldn't be authentic, and maybe I wouldn't like that dude. This is my best fucking friend, dude.
Yeah, you know,
Chemistry.
What's cool too is you can look back
Chemistry's
at it
important.
too.
I
So,
could
you
see
guys are
myself
doing
being
good.
in a van with these guys for 3 months.
Right,
You know what
yeah,
I mean?
exactly.
I couldn't with a lot of other people.
you can't really replace 28 years of friendship
No,
across
yeah,
the table
no.
from you with some other
Unless
person.
they do something fucked up.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
You can throw
Real
away
fast.
28 years
Yeah,
of
real
friendship
fast.
in a moment.
Yeah,
for
exactly.
Sure. Watch yourself. What?
Yeah.
Or unless we find somebody with a lot of money,
Yeah.
then I'll just
They can come
I'll
on
just
as a
kick all you guys
producer,
out.
third party. They can
Yeah,
sit
there you
over
go.
there with a laptop and pull.
Right.
Pay him an
Sit in the cuck
exposure.
chair. Put him in the cuck chair.
Yeah.
Pockets, bring up that clip.
Yeah.
I almost got cucked on a sip of water.
You know it's a great man because the first thing you guys said as soon as he walks in the room, we're fucking giving him shit. So
I was
Every
like,
time.
it's that kind of party, huh? Let's go.
Yeah,
Soon
Brandon
as
just
we
pulls
see his
in, he
fucking
just
ass.
drops his head. Kennedy's like, what's wrong? He's like, fuck with me.
I'm ready.
they're only talking to strings and vocals. I'm out of here.
Yeah, I saw that started dying.
Fucking
I was like, perfect.
He said, tell him he canceled or whatever. And
Oh yeah.
Sean said that, and Keto was like, well, I already took the picture, and I was like, tell him anyway.
I had to double take and make sure it wasn't an old picture. And I was like, no, he's got no hair, so this is his new one.
Yeah.
Bald,
When we were like
bald,
15 minutes out from here, I texted him and was like, "Hey, we're just leaving the house now."
Yeah. Dude. And it was like a 2 hour, a little over 2.5 hour drive for me one way here. And
Yeah, you guys live too far.
yeah.
Move closer
And,
to us.
Yeah, move to Lansing. dude.
Yeah,
I
move to
know.
Lansing.
And
Start
he
paying
said
us.
that, and I was like, "Fuck, I'm gonna be in here for." I'm like, "Hell yeah!" I'm telling you, I'm thinking about what, I had like probably 55 minutes to drive here, and I'm thinking about what I'm gonna say to them when they get here and shit, motherfuckers.
Were you
Yeah.
here?
He sends a picture, I'm
We've been
like,
thinking about what
here
we were gonna
go.
say to you the last couple of weeks, man.
Yeah. True.
Way ahead of you there, bud.
Yeah. Get their licks in.
So where are we at, Jay? Where do we leave off?
I'm not real sure, but
All right, well, I'll jump in with
yeah,
one.
go right ahead, dude.
With respect to juggling performances or live gigs that you guys got coming up and writing and recording, what's the practice schedule look like? How many times you guys get in the room together?
What's practice?
What is
So here's the thing.
You mean when you get on stage? That's
so
when, that's when we
Yeah.
practice.
Yeah. So no, we practice at home,
Yeah.
and then we rehearse when we can. But I don't know how many times we've done it now. We showed up. We played with King. We didn't rehearse.
Yeah. I
And,
mean,
but we just know our set so well because he'll send the track out for that show,
Okay.
the backing track. Like I just need guitars, click, and whatever.
Mhm.
And I'll just practice that all the way up to the show. We might get together once or twice,
Mhm.
but
So would it be more than just in the writing process where you're getting in the room together, or is that still more
we
of
still
a file
write. We still
share?
write at home.
Okay.
And then
The thing is, the three of us live like
a mile.
a mile away
Yeah.
from each other,
Okay.
and then he lives like an hour and
yeah.
a half away from
No,
us.
I'm like 50,
So-
54 minutes away.
Okay.
But
All right.
Oh, okay. 54 minutes,
Yeah.
not 60. My bad, bro.
If I had to drive an hour to be here every week, I'd tell Jay we got to like
Yeah.
do every other week because that's a lot of fucking.
But
driving.
Yeah.
we
I
talked about it on the last podcast. It was like, you know, even like going to the studio. I know the songs before I even come to practice, so it's just not a fucking fuck around show.
Right.
It's just we go through the set and then we'll bullshit, go through the set again. But
Okay.
we can do the same thing and just go play a show. And
So there are some practice rehearsals,
Yeah,
but it's
yeah.
not consistent like every week on Sunday.
No.
It is
No,
usually
no.
the day of the show.
Okay.
or the day before.
yeah,
How
sometimes.
do you like that?
100%, like,
But
Yeah.
ultimately,
How do you like that as a vocalist practicing day of show?
If we're doing it like the day of the show, most of the time I don't like to do the whole entire set. I might do like 3 songs out of
Yeah.
the
Okay.
set and then let them like, you know, play them out or
But-
whatever.
Mhm.
I just don't want to put too much like the day of. I don't like putting too much stress on
Mhm.
my voice.
You can't.
But the day, like if we're doing like the day before, you know, run through the whole set, whatever, you know. And sometimes it's like maybe just the 3 of us that'll
Mhm.
get together. Like if it's too, you know, if he can't make it out or whatever, then we'll just put drums, but we'll still like play the whole thing together, you know.
Okay.
But
yeah.
So- So you guys are practicing at home? Are you practicing like the set every day going up to the show or
To
that
an extent,
kind of thing?
yeah.
for the most part,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's what I
Yeah,
found
I'm
most
probably-
effective for me
Yeah.
is like practicing every day. That just so when you get up there, you know you're prepared, you're ready.
Yeah.
Like,
Usually,
just-
like the week out, I'll try to play every night. You know, depending on when my kid decides she wants to go to bed.
right,
But because when we played in Immortal, I would play so much. And then we get to the show, and I'm like, "Fuck, do I even like remember how to play these songs?" Like, I don't know. It's almost like I practice too much,
yeah,
and
Yep.
just got like burn out on it. And,
Yeah.
But yeah, I at least try to do a week out, and then before that, I might get, you know, a weekend. I don't know, and
yeah.
just willy nilly run through it. But I trust all of them to know how to play it.
Yeah, that's the
Yeah.
big thing is
Yeah.
we gotta trust each other.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's the way this bands works. If we can't trust each other, this band's gonna fall
Yeah.
apart.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you got to trust each other to do the work when it's one of those things where you don't want to do the work, or you could be doing something else. That's
Yeah.
discipline, you know.
Like
Well, the proof is
recording
in the
drums for
pudding.
Dead Eyes.
yeah, I did
Yeah.
need to do that. Sorry.
Nickname of this new song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God damn. Yeah, he's the one leaking shit
Yeah.
now.
Oh, big leak.
But I
Cut
think
it out,
like
cut it out.
for me, like
Too.
practice is, I mean, it's practicing vocals, doing the vocals at home sometimes is a little weird when I just have it coming out of the speaker, you know.
Yeah.
But a lot of it for me is like when Dustin will put together like a listening track for the set, you know, of like how our songs, like the order they're gonna be. That's like the biggest thing for me is memorizing, like having that order like ground into my head, you know. And then a lot of the things I work on is trying to come up with like call outs or things I'm gonna say to the crowd, or you know, calling out like the city that we're in,
Mhm.
like so I don't, you know, accidentally say something. I think one time we were in Grand Rapids and I said, "What the fuck is up, Lansing?"
Yeah, that's his fuck
But-
up.
Yeah.
Mine's
You know.
worse, but still, you know.
It was on the click track.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude,
You're
Shout
like,
out Lansing.
you're like,
Yeah,
who wrote
shout
that
out
on the
Lansing.
prompter?
yeah, who wrote that? He'll say whatever you say.
So I guess that I'm curious to know. You say you got the whole click track of the whole show. Now, did you record separately just a vocal part that says next song is blah blah blah, and then you
he'll do it
insert that
sometimes,
on
too.
in the whole track? Like
Yeah.
you have that recorded and you
Yeah.
just
Cut.
plop it in where it needs to go or whatever.
I just say the
Okay.
name of the song.
Yeah.
Okay.
Buried
Yeah.
deep.
Yeah. So
And it
then you
just-
guys know what you're
Mhm.
going
Yeah,
into
it's-
or whatever.
100% like hands off. But back to the practice thing. Like the day of is always, I kind of prefer it, but it's not because I don't know the songs. It's more of an equipment check to make sure our fucking shit still works.
Yeah,
Like,
that's fair.
Yeah.
Still,
Because
still a
that's
gamble
more
from when you
bigger
break
thing
it
than-
down,
yeah.
move it, set it back up. You still don't know you're going to get that
Yeah,
same result, but it is
yeah.
nice to know what you're at least breaking down.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
like we've had tracks that were missing things, and then we're like, oh fuck, I'm glad we caught that because the drum track there's 2 tracks and 2 what do you want to call them, transmitters to my receiver. They run on a different channel than I do, so sometimes there'll be no guitars and just a click. I mean, I know the song, I know it's there, but just for the, you know,
Comfort.
yeah,
having
the
the
sake of
guitars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right,
the
right.
comfort of knowing the rhythm and the vibe and you know all that good stuff. But
Because those are recorded guitars too. You're not hearing
Yeah,
the
I have
live
the actual,
guitar.
I have the actual like studio recorded guitars in my
Yeah,
ears because
yeah.
Tim sent us all the stems, so that's what he uses to build our backtracks with like
Nice.
all the professional done impacts, all that stuff. So
Yeah.
Sweet.
So how much altogether would you say you have into that live ear rate? I know
Oh,
you said the laptop wasn't that much.
Maybe
but-
maybe like 1,000,
1,000?
maybe
Okay.
1,500.
Okay.
Nothing crazy because we have a cheap like 250
Asus.
Asus laptop, and then we have the
That was an Amazon deal, right? For like 149
Yeah.
bucks or something like
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
that's
cheap.
a downfall. That bitch crashes.
yeah.
Oh, don't fucking say
Yeah.
that.
But and then
This
so
is
we
a
have
real
the,
one. Yeah, that's definitely plastic. Hit that door, bro.
I won't fuck around.
This is what
Oh, okay.
That's what she said.
But yeah, I mean, what were those in-ear setups? Each of those were like
X Vibes.
150
120,
bucks
150
per
bucks, something
basically
like that.
each
Okay.
set.
So,
and then-
the X Vibes, and then we all run different in-ears. I just run the Shure 212s.
I think that's what I have.
100 bucks.
212, 250.
Yeah, you have my
something
other
stupid.
set. Yeah, because
No, those
No,
ones
I got
broke.
yours.
oh, did they?
Oh,
Oh, you
I
got those?
got yours.
Yeah,
I'm
well,
on
we
my
bought-
third set.
I bought the Amazon $30
This
ones
guy
because they were
fucking
gold.
breaks those and breaks strings, and I don't understand. I've never
you ever
broken
seen him
a
on
string.
stage?
I
This is
get
his
that.
top
Why?
string.
It's a
This looks
fucking
like his
bass
top string
string.
on
Yeah, I
his
just
bass.
broke my 127 like a week ago on my bass.
Damn.
Yeah.
Is there a bird?
Pockets, how long have you had your strings?
Oh shit! Since I
Since the
bought
dawn.
them.
Those are the strings that
About
came on the
6
guitar.
years
They're
now.
broken. Hey, they're worn in. They're antiques. All right.
Yeah,
They're rusting
guitar
out.
tone sucks. That's why.
It fits perfectly.
Tim didn't tell you got to put new strings on that.
Oh,
He's
he
like,
did
oh,
after-
he
after
yelled
he
it
just
out.
found
After he
out.
found
Yeah,
out.
Like, how dare you?
He's
He was offended.
That makes a
You were
lot of
never
sense.
coming to the studio again with used strings. You were buying strings for
Yeah.
that day.
I'm almost offended.
I've
honestly.
I've changed them
New
one
bass
time.
strings, old
It's
guitar
fucking
strings.
awesome.
Yeah.
Like what the fuck?
No, you guys are living in an upside down world.
Hey,
Pockets,
they
you
got
need
some-
new strings every show.
All right,
Area
anybody
at
want
the
to
end
send
of-
money to Accuser of the Brethren for new strings?
Yeah, this guy, I don't know how the fuck you're breaking bass strings, but you shouldn't be because is it a problem with your bridge, or are you just playing like
Yeah, he beats
ridiculously
the fuck out of
ridiculously
his
hard.
bass.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
I mean, like
He pretty
breaking-
consistently breaks picks too.
breaking-
Yeah,
that's
I've
cool.
broken
I-
plenty of
that's,
picks on
that's pretty
stage.
cool.
How many times did you break your strings on that 7-string? At least 3. I know that.
Fuck him once every 3 months. Or
That one, yeah, that
got a
one.
heavy right hand, huh?
I don't know
yeah.
how, like, when you do
tones in the hand. You know
Tones
what I
in
mean?
the
hand.
Piss
I'll
tone.
watch-
You gotta be pissed on
Piss
stage.
I watch these videos, like, he'll do this one thing, and I get so nervous because his bass is really nice. It, like, comes, like, this far from the ground
Oh, yeah.
when he's doing something. I'm just like,
He's
every
worked
time.
hard on those stretches.
I
dude.
know,
You
dude.
gotta touch the
years,
ground,
you
dude.
know. Yeah,
So
work
I-
those hamstrings.
I have yet to really see you guys perform in any capacity. The throwdown is pretty hard on stage.
Oh,
Yeah.
try
I
to.
think so. I mean, I try.
Okay, that's
good.
good.
Yeah.
Is there a stretch routine going into something like that?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
we,
Yeah.
at least me and Dustin stretch a little bit.
Yeah,
before
I
the
definitely
show,
stretch
but-
every show.
Yeah, that's another thing too. I think it gets kind of glossed over and overlooked completely is the fact that if you're going to throw down on stage, like you should probably do some stretching because you might even cramp up in the moment.
Oh, yeah.
Or,
Yes.
and you
Oh, yeah.
also, as you get a couple years older, you're gonna be fucked up the next day. Like really, you're gonna have that
1000%.
hangover like, from
The
head to toe.
hangover, dude.
That's not mine. I think that's
I've
Jay's.
never heard of that, dude.
That's good.
Dude, that's real. That's a real fucking thing,
That's
too.
fucking awesome.
And yeah, the other thing is too is it's like you might sit there and be able to play that shit perfectly in the room, right? Like along with the click, but as soon as you got to start thinking about I need to move over here, like the playing becomes a completely fucking different
Right.
thing.
Oh, yeah.
So you almost kind of got to practice like that.
Yep.
I do.
So for me, I got to kind of find that balance on stage where it's like I'm not trying to be Dillinger Escape Plan, but I want to play tight.
Norma
So I
Jean.
do want to, I want to rock out, but I don't
Yeah.
want to look like a fucking idiot just standing there either. Like I
Yeah.
don't care that I'm there. Like I never got that guy where it's like, I get it, you're concentrating, but you act like you want to be there. It's like, act like you like what you're doing because you're just
Yeah.
fucking zoned in,
Well,
But
Who is it? Fucking Rick Corruptor's old guitarist, Dusty?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he
Dustin.
what show was it where he was playing and he fucking did like a backflip off he ran up the wall and did a fucking backflip while he was playing?
Hardcore live. Wow.
who
Yeah.
He wasn't kicking
That dude
walls and shit.
Oh, yeah,
he
that
was
dude was
wild.
nuts.
Climbed up on the
Is that the
bar
kid
at
with
that,
curly hair or something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He has a bit. I mean, he has been in the band for years, but
Yeah,
yeah,
I know, he's
that
been out
dude,
for a
Yeah, that
minute,
dude
yeah.
was.
I think another thing
An
too is
exceptional guitar player.
to Jay's point, like you can sit down and play it perfectly in the room in that controlled environment. But then when you're on the stage and there's people looking at you and the lights are on you and it's live and it's real and it's the moment, the reality is the nerves are going to start to take over.
Oh, yeah.
Like Mike Tyson can hit the punching bag as hard as he wants leading up to the fight, but he's a 60-year-old man going into the ring fighting a young guy. It's going to have a different feeling in the room in front of a million.
Yeah.
It was rigged.
Let's give him that.
It was rigged. But anybody in that situation, when the lights are on, when people are watching you eyes on, your nerves are going to take over. I don't care how cool in the pocket you are. There's a set of nerves that, you have to be practiced in order to be in control of that moment because on the stage with everybody looking at you, you want to be so rehearsed that you're unbothered by all of the additional things in the atmosphere in that environment. So I think that's a big part of going into your live prep is the physical stretch, like actually stretching the wrists and the hands, the warming up, and, stretching the legs out. You got to stand up. There ain't no sitting down. It's time to move around.
Yeah.
Run in place if you want. Bring back the running. Whatever it is.
One thing that it sounds kind of weird, but when we play, to try to keep those nerves down, to think that everybody is there to see you play.
Right.
There's other bands there, but try to think that you're the band that everybody came to see.
Yeah.
they want to see you.
They're looking
That
forward
helps.
to it. Yeah, they're looking forward to it. They're happy you're here.
Yeah. So
I
even though
think-
they might not be, but that's a nice way of thinking.
I think as a musician though too. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No,
bro.
you're good.
As a musician though too is sometimes we get caught up playing for other musicians. Like, what are they gonna think?
Yep.
And it's not even really like that because most people that see you play are gonna be like, "That sounded great." They
Yeah.
didn't know you missed one note or
Yeah.
You know,
I used to
they
do-
don't,
ah,
they don't
man.
fucking know, and you could
Yeah.
be beating yourself up over.
Yep.
Oh, I can't believe
That's how I practice.
I trim picked this part
Yeah.
fucking wrong, and like. That show that Maud was talking about, we're introducing new vocals, and I'm trying to remember these, but I'm not practicing them as I'm practicing. So my mistakes were just more about the fact that I was like, oh, shit, I got to do this vocal here, and I might have missed a note or did something kind of weird because I'm adding these new vocals that we just practiced at practice, So it's like as soon as you start getting those other elements, like he said in there, that can really throw you off. So as long as you rehearse and you trust each other, that's the way
I
to
think
be
if
right there.
if you rehearse with other musicians in mind, though, you're going to be rehearsing on another level. If you're rehearsing with the idea of like performing to an audience, that's all right. That's good. You want to have that awareness. But I think if you're rehearsing with the mentality like, fuck, that drummer's going to be there and he's so fucking good, I want to play well in front of him, or that that bassist is honestly better than me, but I still want to perform so well that they can say, hey, man, good job. Like if I get that from somebody who's better than me, fucking feather in my hat. Because then you're practicing to the idea of musicians complimenting you is different than like any other fan complimenting
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
I'm going to appreciate any of it at all. But when a musician that I admire comes up to me and says, hey, man, you fucking killed it. Good job. Well, that's a feather in my I'm walking around like a peacock at that point. Like, that dude noticed I played well. That's fucking great. So that's a good way to practice.
Well,
at
like
home.
speaking of fucking up, like when that South Carolina show happened or whatever, didn't you talk to the vocalist for Filth and you were like telling him what happened or whatever? And he's like, who gives a fuck, man?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
who cares?
Yeah.
Like,
Dustin,
who cares?
Dustin's so cool.
Yeah. He's like, who
Yeah,
cares?
Yeah.
We had this band on the show. Their episode will come out like this upcoming week, but this won't be out for a little bit, this episode. But called the Sissy Boys from Muskegon,
Mhm.
and they're like called hardcore, which they're kind of like more of a punk rock hardcore. But
Yep.
we got to watch them play like 2 days before they came on the show. We went down to Kalamazoo. Our buddies,
reinventing yesterday.
reinventing yesterday, did like a reunion show down there in KZoo. But they don't ever practice. They said they're like a punk band, and their stuff's fairly simple, but they get the fuck down, man.
Yep.
I mean, they fucking, and sometimes they're like, we don't really rehearse unless we really fuck up, but it's like their stuff, they know their stuff, and they go up there and they throw the fuck down.
Mhm.
So
Nice.
sometimes it's just all about the throwdown, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the fucking whatever for some bands. So, sometimes, it was kind of to your point where it's like, they don't give a fuck, like if they miss a note or whatever. Like
No.
sometimes you gotta have that hardcore like punk rock feeling to it. Like we play metal, right? So we want to be precise. We want everything to be on a click. We want to hit that guttural low that we've been working on or did on the CD
Right.
or whatever, but sometimes it just doesn't happen, so you can't beat yourself up
Yeah.
over that, because if
Yeah.
you dwell on that mistake, a lot more are going to follow because you're still thinking about that one. You got to
Yep.
learn how to just brush it off and
Yeah.
keep the fucking train going. And I think in my own head, I get caught up in that because I'm such a perfectionist and OCD, and I want everything to be in its place and perfect. But you got to have that punk rock attitude. It's like, dude, at the end of the day, we're just fucking jamming some metal, bro.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
fuck it. It's just
And when,
gonna happen.
when you throw down that hard too, dude, like you're gonna fuck
Yeah,
something
yeah,
up.
fuck
You know what
ups
I mean?
happen,
Like
yeah.
you're moving around that, and
I've-
this guy fights the air better than anyone I've ever fucking seen,
I
man.
love it. I love it
He will
because
knock the air the fuck out, man.
the throwdown for me is a big part of being in a band. Like
Yeah.
getting on,
Yeah.
like at the heart of it, I want to perform. That's
Oh,
the
yeah,
main
man.
thing for me. Like, yes, Jay writes great songs, and I can't wait to be on the stage and like deliver that to an audience. That's the thing for me. I felt like I've had to kind of scale it back a little bit. Like, okay, we're getting a little carried away with the antics, and I want to make sure that I'm actually playing my instrument very well.
Right.
And I think that just comes down to practicing those antics in the room
Yeah.
at home. Like,
Definitely.
if you, like first learn it, then learn to embellish it or make it, play it with your eyes closed and your hand behind your back or whatever the fuck, like get so good at it that you can't forget it ever. And then you like stand up and then you start to, all right, this is where I'm going to do this. This is where I'll swing the fucking bass over the neck. You start
Yeah.
working that into your stage performance. And so in essence, you're not just practicing at home, you're also rehearsing on your own so that you can bring the performance to the stage, the one that you envision when the way it's supposed to go off live.
Yeah.
I think doing that at home, that's next level. Like you get up out of the chair, maybe bust out the mirror and the lights. I've seen it. I've seen guys who they'll sit there and they got the
I do
lights
shit in
on.
the mirror all the time, man.
Yep. Yeah. Get in that headspace. Lighting at home by yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Just like get in that headspace of performing live
I don't.
because you don't want to go out there and.
I don't have a mirror in my room, but if I'm practicing at night with the light on, I can open my curtains because I'm on the top floor, like where my house, where my room is at. But I can see myself in the window.
Oh, there you go.
So like I
Yeah.
can see what I'm doing, which it is kind of weird. Of like, what am I gonna do here? But Dustin did a fucking spin kick at fucking Havoc. But usually it's at a part where I also do a kick too, which I like to do
yeah.
a lot. But man, yeah, he fucking did that, and it just looked cool
He
as
just
shit.
lost his
That was a
Yeah,
havoc, wasn't it?
yeah, it was a havoc,
That
dude.
spin kick. That was
So
awesome.
just with his bass on
Yeah,
stage,
that was
essentially.
fucking
Is what he's
sweet.
doing.
Yeah.
It may be obvious, but are you guys then running wireless packs?
No.
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 You don't worry about tripping over that fucking thing, man.
Who cares?
Who
It's a live
gives a
show.
fuck?
Oh, you mean your cables?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah. So
yeah.
the in-ears are wireless.
Yeah, in-ears are wireless,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
I have a 25-foot cable, some
Yeah.
bullshit
I-
from
Yeah.
Music Manor out in Lansing.
Right.
Just
I think that's part of the performance, though. Like, think about like a dancer singer group.
Yeah.
They're all dancing, singing, and they know right when they're gonna do their little dance, right?
Yeah.
So it's kind of no different than what we do. Like, if
Yeah,
you're gonna
to an extent,
practice,
yeah.
like, know that you could probably throw down pretty hard here.
Yeah.
Know that you might not want to do it during this part because you
Yep.
look like an asshole because you're gonna fuck it up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
so it's just that balance of the music being great or the performance being great or a little bit of both. So
I think that comes back a little bit to like talking about the impactful moments.
Yeah.
Like with the way we write songs, like those little things during the live, you do them at certain moments. You know what I mean? They have more impact, and people go, "Oh shit!" It gets that attention. Better,
yeah,
you know.
it gets it moving a
I
little
think-
bit.
Mhm.
I think a lot of people used to be against the idea of like choreographing your shows, but then you go out and you see Dave Mustaine and Megadeth, and that shit's 100% choreographed.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
they know every movement. Like,
I heard
all right,
that
this
guy's
is
a
where.
psycho, though.
Oh yeah, he's
Shut your fucking mouth. What are you doing?
Yeah. We're definitely fighting after the show. Those are the fighting words. But also, I agree that guy's a fucking psycho.
He is a
He's
psycho
a
for
motor
sure.
psycho.
But
Yeah,
he's
but
fucking
he
sa-
did-
that's
the
a-
thing. You
that-
shut
that's
your
one of my favorite
mouth.
albums.
Yeah.
Hey, but he did have a lot to do with Metallica's success, just so you
Yeah,
know.
absolutely, absolutely.
That's fair.
Dave
1000%.
Mustaine, Cliff Burton.
Yeah,
Those guys.
1000%.
All Metallica right
Yeah.
there.
But those guys, they know when they're supposed to meet up and do the dual guitar together, and
Yeah.
you know when to get the fuck out of Dave's spotlight. Like, be a mile away from me. This is my guitar solo. The
Yeah.
spotlight's on Dave. You other two guys go back by the drums and be gone.
yeah.
Like, it's okay to have those moments kind of choreographed and talked about out loud at practice and say, hey, you and I should probably do this fucking spin kick at the same time because that would be nuts.
Yeah.
Like, both of you guys out front doing some kicks at the same time. I mean, imagine just seeing that. Like, the thought of it in my mind, I'm like, you fuckers kick at the same time like
Yeah.
that?
Yeah.
Like some roundhouse kick and
Some double
like-
dragon shit.
yeah. That's awesome. I mean, throwing down is cool, but actually having some moment. I don't think you want to have everything choreographed.
Yeah.
I think you want to have a little bit of flexibility in the live performance and be able to be random
Yeah.
on stage is cool. You want that, but it's okay to talk about some parts and say you should consider doing this here. That would be pretty tight, like for the audience.
I don't. I mean, and it depends on what kind of music you play because there's a lot of metal bands or tech death bands, like those kind of bands.
They're glued
They
to the
can be
stage.
fucking boring as fuck because
Yeah.
it's like cool, you can play that shit like perfect, but you're only
There's not
playing,
the
so it's
energy,
just
man.
kind kind of that back and forth or whatever. So it kind of leans to the style of music that you guys play and we play as well.
Yeah.
It's more kind of that groove and shit. And
When I see a tech deck band playing like that, I don't expect that. I just don't expect them to be like
Right.
jumping around. I don't know,
Yeah.
because that's way too much.
that's why
Yeah.
Dillinger was such an anomaly because they were playing technical shit,
Yeah,
like way
yeah.
technical shit and doing backflips. All of them, you're like, what the fuck how is this even humanly
Yeah.
possible? I don't know.
Yeah.
And I seen it live and it sounded perfect. I'm like, these fucks, dude, what is going on?
Yep.
Hmm.
That's why they're them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're them.
Part
yeah.
of it.
They're he.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're the.
So
yeah.
so what's next for you guys?
Probably going home after this.
Even
probably the
immediately
move.
right now.
I'm looking for some food.
Yeah, food
Like,
sounds.
yeah,
food
food
sounds
sounds
tight, yeah.
good.
Yeah, nap. It is Sunday.
Oh, a nap, dude. I took a mean nap yesterday. Are we talking about naps right now, dude?
Bro.
I took a nap yesterday, and I slept a little too hard, but it was nice.
Did you wake up pissed off?
Yeah.
No, I woke up really hot, and I was
Yeah.
like,
You
I think
having
I slept a
dreams?
li-
You having good dreams?
Now we're
we
talking
can't talk
dreams?
about that on the podcast.
I woke up, I was hot, my pants were wet. I don't know what happened.
Aliens, Lou, I don't know.
Sounds like practice, dude.
No, I'm surprised I didn't wake up to my kid fucking peeling my eyes out, going, "Dad, wake up!"
Yeah.
I'm like, "Fuck, dude, you're."
You awake?
Yeah,
you
you
awake?
yeah, dude. Oh my god, are you awake?
But we got some shows lined up. Like I said, we're playing the Sanctuary January 17th. We're playing the Rock Lansing
Okay.
pre-party on May 9th at Grey Wall with
Okay.
Let It Rot, Black Note Graffiti, and Of Virtue.
All right.
We got a couple of other things set up, but I don't think we can
Black Note
necessarily
Graffiti,
talk about them
that's-
yet. But
Was that Gabby's band from Annex Void? Her other band?
I think so. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were
so-
just on the show like last week. So
Oh no
Oh,
shit.
cool.
yeah,
That's cool.
they're awesome.
Yeah.
When we got to talk about that show, we actually got to go on the radio.
Oh
Prime
yeah.
time.
Yeah,
Me and
yeah,
him
yeah.
got to,
106.
yeah, like I don't know, rough time, like
These
4,
two goons on the
4:30.
radio.
Yeah,
We,
right?
yeah, we got to go on the radio, talk for like 30 seconds or so, and no joke, like 4:30 they played Buried Deep,
Yeah.
middle of the
Yeah.
day.
That's
yeah.
cool.
Yeah, so we had to
Fuck
talk on the
yeah.
radio and then
Wow.
played our song, prime
Oh, yeah.
time slot.
That's badass.
On the FM dial. That's crazy.
Yes, yeah,
Mhm.
So you got a couple shows coming up.
Yeah, we got
getting
two
some things lined up
announced.
for this year. Yeah.
2 announced, one other show that we can't talk about, like
Yeah,
shows,
yeah.
but
Still trying to keep it to about one a month clip if possible.
roughly, yeah.
Around
I
that,
think
yeah.
this year we might try to go a hair less, give or take, because we've done Michigan a lot.
Yeah.
Let's go to Ohio. Let's go to
Yeah,
Indiana.
okay.
Let's go to Wisconsin.
Yeah.
We'd rather do like a 3-day run and then take a month or 2 off. To do a 3-day run, take a
Yeah.
month or 2 off. Go
Get
see
them
some,
all done in one.
That's smart.
Yeah.
'cause
go see
you
some
don't-
new places. Go
Yeah,
meet some new
yeah.
people.
You don't wanna-
If anyone watching this, you guys know of anything out of state,
Yeah.
Yeah. Right here in
hit
the
us up,
Midwest.
man. Let
Dude, I want to
us-
go play in
There's a
fucking
guy.
New York, man. I want
Honestly, that'd be sweet.
That'd be sick.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
Yeah, you don't
There's
want
a lot
to
of great places
oversaturate
out there.
your market.
Yeah.
Your
No,
Lansing,
yeah,
Detroit
Yeah.
area.
We try that. I mean, like, we got that Grey Wall Hall show coming up in Lansing.
Can't
It's like
remember the
someone
name.
else hit us up like, oh, you want to play Lansing and the month before that or stuff like, no, not really.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
We want everyone to come to one show.
Right.
Not a third go to this show, a third go to this show, and a
Yep,
third go.
yep.
I'll go next time because I play so much.
Right, right.
We actually at was it Implicators music video. We had a couple guys that seen us like 3 times.
Oh yeah.
Like that was cool.
We
Like,
fucking
they
had a
came up-
guy. Let's talk about Kubla Khan some more. We went
yeah,
and saw them. Did we play them and then we went and saw them the next
We-
day?
No, it was we saw we played a show and then we went and seen them.
Yeah. It was like
I think it was the
next week
As a Dying
thing.
show,
I
wasn't
think
it?
so too. It was at it was like the
I
end
can't
of
even remember now. I don't know, but we played a show and then we went and saw Kubla Khan and we were standing in the merch line and the guy behind us was like, "Hey, I just saw you guys play." I don't even know where he was
Last
from, but
weekend
yeah,
or
last
whatever, yeah.
weekend, yeah. And he was like, "You guys were fucking great." So that was really cool.
That's
Yeah.
badass. That always
Yeah.
feels good. Like,
Yeah.
you know?
Mhm.
Yeah, because As I Lay Dying was out in Grand Rapids, and we were in Detroit,
Oh,
Right.
Yeah.
and someone
So-
recognized us out in Detroit.
That's
Oh,
right.
that's cool. As
Yeah,
fuck.
and 2 hours away from
Yeah.
where we played.
That's
That's awesome.
badass.
We're noticing people too are picking up on lyrics and stuff.
Yeah,
So
That's
that's
cool.
kind of cool.
We'll get more,
You
more
guys
crowd yelling at us.
You have
Yeah.
the style for that too, where you want the crowd to be singing.
That's why
Oh,
we
yeah.
designed our
For sure.
songs that
Yeah.
way.
Yeah.
I love
Crowd
that shit.
engagement.
And
Yep,
like
so-
Nick said, and I said this last time, a lot of your vocals are audible, so you can tell what you're saying, on a lot of it. So that does help as
Yeah.
well, instead of just always doing the toilet bowl or whatever,
Yeah.
fucking.
I like a good toilet bowl.
Yeah.
Don't
But
get
dude,
me wrong, but-
dude, you're fucking,
Yeah.
your lows on this EP. I'm just like, God, that's fucking earth shattering, dude.
Yeah.
It's
No,
so
it-
fucking
thanks.
good, dude.
I love the vocal diversity on the album.
Yeah,
Sweet.
Yeah.
Did
so
you just
good,
do a
dude.
cover with someone? The vocalist from.
Oh yeah, I did a
Shakedown
cover
or
of
something.
Leech by Angel Maker.
Okay.
With Xavier, she's the vocalist for
Shakedown.
Shakedown.
Oh,
yeah.
Shakedown Hardcore.
Yep.
Mhm.
Or
Yeah.
HC, whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
familiar with them. I haven't seen them yet or whatever. So
I
They're
think
pretty
she's coming over next weekend. We're gonna do record a video for it. For
Hell
that.
yeah.
Oh,
Sweet.
nice.
Cover, and
Nice.
then
Fuck yeah.
we'll,
Really
we'll
cool.
put that out here soon.
Awesome.
But yeah,
So we got some shows, doing a little bit of writing. We'll just
Mhm.
see what the world brings.
Yeah.
Maybe some kind of something for Life Leech. Is that it?
neglected.
Neglected.
yeah.
Maybe do
Uh,
one
Got
for
a few things coming
Buried
out
Deep.
for various
Maybe
things.
video for
Yeah.
Barry.
Get
Deep.
over it, Brandon.
Maybe a
It's not gonna
video for the
happen.
band camp.
Yeah.
Oh,
There we go.
yeah.
We got
The
We
it.
song
might
on
upload
Bandcamp?
something else to Bandcamp.
Yeah,
I'm gonna delete the band camp.
Just delete it.
He's like,
6
fuck
other
this
songs
band.
to
All
put
right,
on
we're
there.
leaving. We're leaving Bandcamp and going to Dat Piff.
Well, I do like the band camp though, just because people can pay you money if they
Yeah.
want to buy your shit, or
Yeah.
it's like
Isn't
Spotify.
it like
You're not gonna
donations or
make
something?
shit unless you have Drake
can't
numbers.
remember.
That's the only time you're gonna make anything off Spotify.
Right,
and
right.
No one's doing that except Taylor Swift and Metallica. Really,
Probably not
so-
even Drake
shit.
anymore after that Kendrick beef. I
Oh,
mean,
yeah. Yeah, maybe not even that. No,
Oh, no,
for real.
dude.
No, you're absolutely right.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I just think Bandcamp's great. I always lean towards that first, just because of the fact that you can get paid as a band. You can put your merch on there. You can put a bunch of shit on there.
Yep.
So
I think
We-
I'm always curious about what the band feels like. Like, do you want people driven to your Spotify, or like what platform do you want people to go to?
That's hard to
I
say.
I mean, you guys
man.
are kicking
I
out
mean,
videos. I would think YouTube would be like,
I
hey,
mean-
go there, but that's not really like.
For me personally, I use Spotify a lot, and I do a lot of behind the scenes stuff. So I definitely push more towards YouTube and Spotify.
Yeah.
But then he uses YouTube Music, so it's
Yeah,
like we're
same.
doing that. And then these guys have Apple, so they use like iTunes and
iTunes.
Apple Music and all that kind
Yeah.
of stuff. So
I guess-
Spotify is just the one that 80% of everyone goes to.
yeah,
Right.
So
right.
it's
Which are
the
decent numbers on there,
bigger
too.
the bigger source to stream.
Yeah.
So I definitely focus more on that,
Yeah.
but
I think we're at, last time we checked, it was like 1,000 listeners a month.
roughly, or yeah,
Roughly bounces.
it bounces.
which is fucking crazy.
I
man.
know.
it's
the
awesome,
thought
dude.
of someone you see it, and it's like, oh, this person in China was listening,
Yeah,
or
like, what the
whatever.
hell?
You're like,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
what? I don't know. To me, that's wild.
Yeah,
But
like
yeah, that just,
100 people in Australia
Yeah.
last 28 days listen
Yeah.
to us.
Yeah.
It's
That's
like, geez.
Crazy.
Any-
that's one thing that's nice about I think about Spotify is you can see Spotify gives you those stats
Yep,
to
you
see
get all your
which
I was
stats.
gonna say like
for me that's a cool thing to see.
venues and or other people in the industry might want to see those numbers, whereas that's not really apparent on a Bandcamp.
Right,
I
yeah.
in
think.
my opinion,
Yeah.
too, like not having a label or anything like that, I think that's pretty decent for idiots trying to do something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, we're just here
Writing
fucking off.
caveman music.
I didn't.
Yep.
I didn't look at your
Spin Kick
Spotify.
Babies too.
I didn't look at your Spotify, but you can do a lot with it as far as like artist spotlight, and you can put all that information in there. So I don't know. I guess if you have all that, that's why I like Bandcamp, because when I open it up, I can see you can put your little description over here. I can see your whole discography over here. I see whatever you say about this CD or album. You can add all this text and everything. So for me, when we do like our reaction episodes or whatever, that's just a helpful tool for me, because if they have it on there and everything's right there in front of me, it's just right there. On Spotify, you kind of got to dick around and scroll here and find this there, and so it's just more of a personal.
I just thought of
preference
one.
for
I got
me,
one
so.
better. How's that reverb look?
Oh, reverb.com.
Yeah. How's y'all's reverbs look right now?
Our
What
reverb's
reverb?
probably-
What's reverb?
Same as my MySpace.
Yeah,
I was saying, I think our reverb might be more up to date than our
I
Bandcamp.
think
I'm gonna be real with you.
I haven't looked at that in like 2 years or a year now.
What the hell is reverb?
But
Yeah.
I've
honestly,
never heard
like,
of it.
That's what I
think
put
it's
on my
Reverb
voice,
Nation?
dude.
Reverb Nation.
Oh, we got there.
Yeah,
that
I think,
reverb.
Reverb
I think it was a
Nation.
good. I think it was a good platform and a good tool and a good idea ahead of its time. I don't know why it doesn't work as well as it should.
That's what
you
I'm
know,
saying,
Functionally,
yeah.
like it's never really got into it myself, and I was like, this is kind of all here and a great tool. Why isn't it working? Like, what is going on here?
Or pure volume. Anybody remember that?
I don't
Forgot
remember
about
that.
that.
I
That's-
don't even know. I've
All
never
right,
heard of that in my
that's
life.
way back, like
No,
when I went to high school with the guys and like for the Fallen Dreams and shit. I think they
Right.
showed me what that was, and I was just like,
I think that
the
one
fuck?
that was a good tool for discovering bands similar to other bands, right?
yeah,
Like
that's
you-
what it was.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. So not a bad platform either, but just outdated, unfortunately.
All right, boys. Well, we did almost over 2 hours. I appreciate you all coming back on the show.
Yeah.
We're going to lead this out. Nick didn't get to ask you guys the question that he normally asks everybody when we finish out the show. Is there anything else you guys want to talk about, though, that we missed or go over for Accuser of the Brethren?
I don't think. I think
No.
it's everything.
What's Iron Sharpens Iron doing?
yeah. When we getting
Yeah,
together?
when are we playing again?
I want to play. We can play anytime. We actually just went and recorded 3 drums for 3 songs.
Hell yeah.
The dude just texted me, and because I don't want to get into a super long story here because we don't have fucking 3 hours, but I used to do everything myself, right? I just didn't want to do it this time because I didn't want to hate the fucking songs when I was done. Because as soon as they were done and I listened to them and mixed them and edited the drums and everything, like I'd never want to hear those fucking songs again. That's why I don't want to play any of the old shit. And a lot of it's Larry shit anyway. So we got 8 brand new songs that I
Hell yeah.
was involved in writing every single one of them. Basically, been a part of the band now for over a year or whatever. We just went and recorded 3 songs. They sound fucking awesome as far as the drums go. Just set the drums out to get edited. He just sent them back. I seen the text right before we started this, so get into that. We're gonna record the guitars, the bass, and the vocals here, and then sending it to Jamie King. From the guy that did all Between the Buried and Me, Glass
Oh, nice.
Casket,
Oh, sweet.
Oh, hell yeah.
Contortionist,
Oh,
all that.
fucking Glass Casket,
Yeah.
dude! I love that band so
Yeah,
much.
he's doing all the mixing and mastering for it.
Nice,
so he's
man.
taking care of all that, and then we're gonna do the whole. We're gonna shoot a music video. We're gonna have the whole rollout or whatever. It's
Nice.
just so.
Hell
But we
yeah.
got a good solid
Hell yeah.
lineup now and everything, and we're ready to
Yeah.
play shows. So we're gonna be playing shows. We got new music, and hopefully we'll have this out by early spring. That's the
Let's
goal.
fucking get
Sweet.
after
Cool.
it at some point
So,
this year.
Yeah, new lineup
Yeah.
was killer. Like, obviously, no disrespect to the previous musicians, but when I just got to see these guys play, and holy shit, these guys got a lot better. Like, just from switching things up. New bassist is great.
Yeah,
Fucking
Ian's
love
awesome.
that. Even though it wasn't his rig, I'm hoping he still brings a monstrous tone.
Oh yeah,
like
he's
that.
still got
like,
a great tone. Yeah,
Yeah, the tone was
Yeah.
fucking great. I could hear all the bass. Like, dude's a fucking awesome player. So everybody in the band right now is like killing it.
Oh,
And
yeah.
it was
Oh,
it was
yeah.
good to see Jay moving around on the stage. He was that comfortable playing. He's just
Good.
bouncing around. So it's iron sharpens iron on the move here.
Sweet.
Nice.
Good deal.
And we kind of did a little bit of different stuff with our writing too. It's like we're kind of trying to lean more towards like the heavier beat down groovy type shit and
Hell yeah.
less towards the death metal, but that kind of leans a lot on our drummer because he's the old school death metal guy that wants to make everything death metal, whereas me and Larry are like, let's kind of simplify this because I do want to groove on stage. I don't want to just
Perfect.
stand there and stare at my
Yeah.
fucking
Let's make
guitar.
this
You know,
I
easy.
thought about
Yeah.
doing less.
Yeah.
yeah.
Dude, less
and I
is
tell
more,
everybody
man.
on the show, less is more. I can't be
Oh,
the
yeah.
dude that doesn't do that. Like more is more, No, it's not. So we're just trying that whole less is more approach. We really want to put it out right, like we're gonna
Yeah.
put out music videos, we're gonna have the whole rollout, we're gonna do it all. But yeah, I want to fucking jam with you guys really bad.
I'll be there.
Because the last time Iron Sharpens Iron played with you guys, I wasn't even in the
Yeah.
band,
Yep.
so
That was a
wasn't even-
minute ago.
Yeah.
It was like our second show. Wasn't
Yeah,
it?
that was the day Random Acts of Violence came out.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
shit. Yeah, it was.
May 19th.
And
But-
Mulligan's.
Who'd we play
But
with?
a couple of you
Iron
guys,
Sharpens Iron.
The other band. No, there was other bands, motherfucker.
Duh.
You dumbass.
These motherfuckers, dude. I met besides them. That's it. Click track coming
Yeah.
back through.
because I feel like
Dropped at Birth was another one.
Dropped at birth. That's who it was.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah,
feel
yeah.
like though, Sean, Keto, I think you were there too. You guys came out and watched us maybe at
Turnstiles.
Turnstiles. Yeah. I was
Oh,
gonna
yeah,
say the
yeah.
place that has the
Mhm.
burgers.
Yeah,
or
Dustin
whatever,
was there
'cause
too.
You sang with Final Confession.
Oh,
that
yeah.
night.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Right on.
Yeah. So I remember you guys vaguely from that. That was even before you guys were on the show though, so I didn't
Yup.
even know you then really or
Mhm.
whatever either. So
We played
Oh.
there.
And we played there like a month later, I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah, 11/11 on
Yeah.
Skywin's birthday.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
The whole
Skyrim's
set was
birthday.
dedicated
Hell
to
yeah,
Scott
dude.
Howard.
I
Yeah.
just remember that chick was so hammered, dude, when 316 kicked in. She dropped her shit. And then
Yeah.
the dude stunned the guy in the pit on top of the
Yeah,
glass.
Yeah, when we played the Stone Cold theme song, As soon as the glass shattered, someone dropped their cup, it exploded.
Yeah.
And then in the camera shot, you see someone off to the side getting stunnered.
I was like, fuck that.
That's awesome. Crazy. All right, cool. Well, send us home, Nick.
All right, yeah, let's segue this thing to the outro. Let's give your fans and all the other listeners of the podcast an idea of what you guys are listening to at home to get motivated for writing and going about your day. Let's talk about some heavy music that we like to listen to on our own time, and then let's talk about some chill music that we like to decompress and kind of unwind to. And if you don't listen to chill music, that's fine. You can just, but I like to impress upon people that we don't just goon around our day all day listening to heavy music only. But I get it. Some people are like, I don't fucking chill out. That's fine. I never chill. No chill. Whoever's got an answer first, we'll just start there. If you know what's on the playlist right now.
You know, recently what you've been
Yeah,
listening
I don't
to. And it can be old, like Nick said before,
Yeah.
too. It don't have to be something that just came out. But
yeah, like if you're listening to Master of Puppets right now, like, fuck, I'm going back
Fuck,
to
man.
Master of Puppets.
Creed.
I mean, for
you
me,
mean that shit
Cranberries.
that Dave Mustaine wrote?
Yes. Take note. Dave wrote all the good stuff in Metallica.
1,000%.
I'm gonna say I'm probably 99% non-chill overall. There's definitely a little bit. I would go with that one first. I mean, Kiss. There we go.
Hell
Kiss
yeah.
is the band that got me in all music, basically. So Kiss would be the biggest one, even though we don't really put it in our music, obviously.
No.
If you watch me play Exit Wound live, you'll see during like the two-step beat, I kind of do the Kiss thing. It's a
That's
little,
hilarious.
Yeah, you go.
yeah,
Let's go.
you know what I mean. So
Yeah.
Kiss would be the undertow that's not really in our music, but is like the one band we go back to. On the way out here, we actually made Keto put on Mighty Mighty Boss Tones.
Yeah.
Good old
Oh,
ska
okay.
music. I mean,
Okay.
Yep.
some
And
trumpets,
make
and
me put it
skateboard.
on. That song rips.
Yeah. So
Like, I had
Yeah.
it queued up,
Yeah,
motherfucker.
yeah.
Oh, how
There's
weird.
actually a band I
Song one.
recent-
Fuck, yeah, whatever.
like from like the beat down roll or whatever, straight from that. There's a band I just discovered probably a few months ago. They're called Disembodied Tyrant.
Yep,
Dude,
we
those
just talked
guys
about them on the
were
show.
insane.
They're fucking nuts.
Yeah, and then I'll go, the list, Hatebreed, typical, what I listen to. That's
Great
it.
band.
Nothing
Yeah.
chill, though?
I don't know, some older school. Cranberries just came up out of nowhere.
Oh.
So
The last
some
heavy
old school
band I
rap.
was listening to, well, still are, Splinters from
Oh yeah,
Detroit?
Splinter is great.
Yeah, I was just talking.
Detroit-ish area,
Detroit?
Yeah,
those
we
guys are awesome.
North Detroit. I think.
Yeah, we
closer to
listen-
Pontiac, maybe?
Yeah, we listened to them on the pod. We reacted to a song. And
Yeah,
I
they-
actually think I caught them at Upheaval.
They are.
Oh, yeah.
They are. We are in talks. They will be on the show. So
Hell yeah.
Nice.
Fuck yeah.
Great
Yeah,
guys.
no, yeah,
when I heard them and then like kind of heard you guys, I'm like, you guys would be
They're-
great on.
they're
a fucking
super
bill
fucking
together.
nice. We-
yeah.
I think
We're trying to get a
work
show
on
with them.
that,
We've been talking on and
Yeah.
off and
Yeah.
stuff.
Hell yeah.
And then chill music. Well, currently in my car is Nas's Illmatic. And then some Naughty by Nature and Army of Pharaohs, if no one's ever listened to them, is great. And Kendrick Lamar's new album.
How do you like that?
It's all right. To me, it's got 3 or 4 songs on it that are more at my alley. The rest of them kind of slow, not really
Yeah.
my gig. But the songs that I do really like, I really do enjoy them a lot. But
He's really good. A lot of people are like trying to say he's like some kind of goat status, and I don't fucking.
I don't know.
I don't fuck with that
I don't
shit,
consider
bro.
that.
Like,
If
I don't know.
I would consider somebody, if I can listen to the whole album and 9 out of the 10 songs resonate with me. But I mean, that's music is so subjective. You
Yeah.
know, fuck.
Right.
I love
Exactly,
Eminem, and then people can have their reasons of not liking Eminem, and
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, I mean, I get that, I guess, but
Yeah.
to me,
I
he's
don't.
amazing.
Yeah. You're lying.
Yeah,
You're lying.
lying.
How you listen to that style of music and you don't like Eminem?
right,
You're
right.
lying. You don't.
But
Yeah,
if,
you're just hating it.
yeah,
That's
just
but
hating
if
it,
no one's
yeah.
ever listened to Nas's Illmatic album, front to back,
yeah, it's a
it's really
classic.
good.
I'd say for me, some of the heavier, more things I listen to get inspired would probably be like Fox Lake.
Oh, yeah.
and
Fox Lake.
Fox Lake.
That's a great
If
band.
you've never heard of them, they're from
Never heard of
Denver,
them.
Colorado.
Okay.
Okay.
A lot of cool
And
bands come out of that town
I mean,
that I've
They
noticed.
fucking rip.
every single song is a banger, just
Right,
back
okay.
to back.
I love
man.
the name.
Yeah, they're great.
It's fucking cool.
Throne, I listen to a lot of Throne,
Yeah.
Kubla Khan for
When you
But
say-
Throne.
Not your
T-
Throne.
not that
Yeah.
Throne,
The
the,
throwing.
UK
The Swedish
Throne.
Throne.
The Swedish
Yeah,
Throne.
It's
Yeah.
THROWN.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Throne.
got it. Yep.
Yeah.
Throne, Yep.
And then for chill music, man, I don't know if anyone's ever heard of the White Buffalo, but
yeah.
No.
I li-
the
I
White
like-
Buffalo is
great
great,
White
man.
Buffalo.
Is this
Ain't
weird?
nobody
Like,
ever heard of him?
I like the Lord of the Rings like lo-fi
Not weird at all, dude.
That's great.
Like
No.
it's cool just to chill too.
Yeah.
Like just do shit.
Is
Like,
it-
Put it on the background type.
Has
Just
anybody-
rub it down, but on
Yeah.
piano.
It's funny you
Yeah.
said that.
Yeah,
'cause
that's pretty cool. I just
Yeah.
saw a pianist playing Metallica's Unforgiven, and I was like, that's fucking dope.
Yeah.
It's fucking great.
but
That's
then,
the song for it, too.
yeah, then fucking Disembodied Tyrant. It's funny. Like my playlist is fucked up.
Dude,
It's like-
it's funny you said that because like there was a little bit of time right there. I think the guy's name is Kavinsky, but he's got a song that's in the movie Drive with Ryan Gosling in it. The
Okay.
opening song called
Yeah.
Night Call.
Yeah.
It's a
Hell
banger,
yeah.
but it took me down a rabbit hole and I found a genre. It was called like Simpson gaze, where it's just all Simpson visuals and shit. But it's got some good songs.
Don't we
dude. I
have,
was
an
like,
eight,
what
don't
the
we have an
fuck?
8-bit of Buried Deep?
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh
yeah.
yeah, there's an 8-bit of Buried Deep.
We need to put that out. Cassette single only.
So, Dustin, you didn't really give me anything heavy. Come on, guy. You gave me Kiss and Mighty Mighty Boss
I got
Tones.
cut off first. I'm gonna say this guy.
Okay. Okay. All
I
right.
was ready to talk, and he's like, "Wait a second.
Wait a second, I got
Fuck you.
ideas.
But I mean, for like heavier stuff, it's
Bitch ass
definitely
mother-
kind of going more like the beat down hardcore style lately. I've been listening to a lot of Drowning, a lot of Pint Glass, a little bit of False Fire for like the deathcore style.
Yeah.
Was
Kubla
like,
Khan a lot. I mean,
Okay.
kind of hop around between all that kind of stuff, just grooves and heavy.
You guys
Okay.
fuck around with like the Peeling Flesh or
Oh, fuck
A little
yeah.
bit. I mean,
like,
I love those guys.
Peeling Flesh.
Yeah.
man.
That snare.
Dude, that whole
I
drum
know,
sound
yeah.
on the new album is sick, dude.
I
The
don't know.
whole drum sound.
I love it.
Yeah.
You said-
200 stab wound, shit like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
dude. Those
That's
guys are
kind of
sick.
like death metal, hardcore
Yeah.
crossover
Yeah.
shit.
You,
I
s-
fuck
you said
with
one
all
I
that
missed.
shit.
I got Drowning, Pint Glass, Kubla Khan. Who? You said one more in there?
Oh, Pint
Falsifier.
False Fire.
False
yeah.
Fire, sick.
Yeah,
Yeah.
False Fire.
I mean, I still listen to like Acacia Strain. You know,
I mean,
all
of
your
course,
typical,
yeah, the Acacia Strain, and Traders, obviously.
Yeah,
those are some
the
of the big,
classics.
yeah,
Body
those are
Snatcher.
Body
The classic
Snatcher.
last episode bands.
Yeah,
yeah. Episode, what was
Dude.
that, 38?
Oh my
Yeah.
god, dude!
Still
oh
on
my
that shit.
god.
Don't get old.
Yep.
Oh, Varials, I listen to them.
Yeah.
you know.
Wow.
Old Varials.
yeah. I'm
let's
saying
make
all
that- let's make
burials
that clear.
Burials.
before the singer quit.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I can't remember his new band. But his new band's pretty sweet too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Boundaries.
Well, shit, bro.
Zabalba.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
With
I
an
love
X.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I love those guys.
Yeah.
Zabalba?
Oh, what the fuck is
Zabalba?
that other
Yeah.
one?
Luke and Jeremy were talking about those guys on the hardcore episode.
Shabalba?
Jabalba.
Send us a bog.
And then,
Oh,
Those guys are sick.
just
too.
shaved that beer, get the beer.
and then just the other day I was listening to the Hardlore podcast and they were talking about them too, as far as like they're going over cool band names.
I jam Heirs of Humanity a lot too.
Yeah.
Those guys are sick.
I think Two Piece was the last band I was
Were-
listening to.
were they the band
Two
that-
Piece.
Headline indie.
Yeah,
Or
well,
was
I
that
think they-
Fathom?
Second.
Yeah.
Fathom
Fathom
headline.
had-
which I
Fathom-
think, I
Fathom.
mean, I've reached
They were
out to them
both
a couple
great.
times, and they definitely want to like link up with
Fathom
us
was sweet.
over in Wisconsin and shit. So
All right, fellas. Well, I appreciate y'all coming through to the Metal Maniacs podcast again. I really appreciate it. Like I said before, the door is always open for you guys. We always have a fun, good conversation. Probably should have recorded that other section of stuff that we had.
oh
there.
yeah, yeah, that was pretty.
Yeah,
That
good.
was
this
all
guy.
fun. But yeah, thanks again for driving all the way out here on a Sunday.
Yeah.
I know it's kind
Yeah,
of
thanks
shitty,
for having
and,
us.
you know,
Yeah.
outside or whatever. And really appreciate you guys. You guys keep kicking ass. And
It's good to meet you guys, and
Yeah.
thanks for the
Yeah, good
drive.
to meet
Yeah,
you.
you too, man.
so thank you guys so much. With that being said, you guys go check out Accuser of the Brethren new EP that just dropped. You can get it everywhere except Bandcamp.
You get very deep on there, though.
Yeah,
Still waiting on that video.
Yeah, that's gonna happen. Unfortunately.
It's just Brandon sitting in the mirror.
Yeah.
fucking-
Brand's gonna shoot himself.
Yeah,
So, all right, y'all. Much love.
See
Keep
ya.
it metal.
Bye.
Peace.
Hell yeah.
Thank you so much for checking out the episode. Be sure to hit that like button and give us a share.
Yeah, and if you enjoyed our podcast today, please give it a rating on your streaming service to help us gain some exposure.
And if you really enjoyed the show, please give us a follow or hit that subscribe button and come hang out with us every week. And remember, keep it metal.